Goodness me, it's only been 3 days and I've already aged 30,000 years with no NASCAR. I don't know how I'm going to make it through the cold winter. Okay, sorry, it's just me. That was not worth it. That didn't have nearly the payoff I was hoping it would. Welcome, everyone, to the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Gosh, I hurt my throat doing that. This is the championship edition. The All-Star episode. We got some great guests coming your way later on in the show. I know David Land will be on very shortly in just a few minutes. We have a few other big names that have been on before that I think most all of you will recognize. So Danny is not, you don't see his little face down there right now, but Danny will be here later. He's busy selling to himself some good old Toyotas right now. Everyone F in the chat for Danny. He'll show up a little later in the show and we'll get his thoughts on the NASCAR Cup Series finale. But for now, it's just me, Eric, and I'll let our other two panelists currently introduce themselves as well. Say hi to the people, Darian.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Darian Gilliam, aka Black Flags Matter, or actually, I've officially changed my name to Darian Hamilton as of now with the new haircut and stuff. So, according to you guys, new upload on my channel on Monday. Championship seasons, Joey Logano 2018. I had to re-upload it in like my video files and stuff because, you know, copyright from like NBC and it would have been blocked and all that stuff. So luckily I was able to find some clips that weren't copyrighted. So thankful for that. And also next week, a new Bad Seasons video, but it is from 2018. And I've seen some of your guys' suggestions. I don't know. You have to wait and see next week. And and I'm going to pass it off to Jarrett.
I'm so happy I didn't have to follow up Eric with that. That'd be a tough follow. Yeah, what's up, guys? The Iceberg here. As Carnation already said in the chat, already a clip, so that's pretty good. Yeah, we got a bunch to talk about, and I think people will be surprised, even without a race next week, that we got enough stuff coming out of the last few days that'll probably last the entire length of a normal podcast. So,
and by the way, this is not the season finale. Next week is the season finale. Yeah. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. So you get one more week with our beautiful faces.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
You'll get to see our beautiful driving in the YouTube Pro Series. We'll plug that again at the end, but wanted to plug that early on. Links to all these guys' channels are in the description. If you're not subscribed to them, just go hit subscribe right now. It's not that hard. It's free. But yeah, I guess we're going to lead into this episode. We got guests showing up here shortly, but I figure we can just start off by talking about, you know, the elephant in the room. The Homestead finale was this weekend. We can talk about all the races a little bit. We don't have to just talk about the Cup Series because I know that Truck Series was dramatic. We had kind of is it fair to call it an upset? And thank you for the two, Reverend Rasheem Stewart. Happy Thanksgiving. What are you most thankful for? Well, I don't know about you guys. I'm thankful that we get to do this podcast every week by the power of the internet and talk to these great NASCAR fans.
You're damn right.
Yeah,
we are
I know.
Thankful for that.
I really just kissed all of their butts a little bit right there, but you know that's what you gotta do.
I'm thankful for Dale Jr. Praise Dale.
Wow,
I don't know.
This is a great start.
It's gonna sound kind of cliche. I'm just thankful to wake up every morning. So that's it.
That's kind of dark. That was a little depressing. All right. Well,
no, it's like my stepdad always told me. He was always like, you know, because like I would have to get up early in the morning for school, and he's always like, dude, like some people didn't get to wake up, so be grateful. So I always lived by that.
Good point. I forgot where I was going with that. Well, speaking of kind of depressing and sad things, the playoffs came to a close. The season came to a close this weekend. Just off the top of everyone's head, what was your favorite race this last weekend? The Xfinity, Trucks, Cup race? What was the most fun, most interesting?
Let me tell you, the Xfinity race was awesome. I didn't watch it at home. I watched it while I was at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway's bullring track. Also, my internship is officially done. I get to do it again next fall, so I can't wait for that. So huge thanks to Neil Reed, my boss, the PR guy over at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, for giving me that opportunity. While I was waiting for the races to start, I was streaming the Xfinity Series finale on NBCSportsNetwork.com. And wow, let me just start off by saying, well, as far as all three races go, my predictions were not even close, like not even a little bit. They were all wrong. I was so sure that Christopher Bell was going to win this title. I know that Cole Custer, like he's good here, don't get me wrong, but I was like, Christopher Bell, like, I don't know, like 8 wins, like, no, he had 7 wins and stuff. Like he's gonna show up today, and he's gonna and you got David Landon here.
Also, my cat's here because I'm sitting on my bed, so he's excited.
2 guests for the price of 1. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm just bringing all the value here. How are you boys doing?
Good, man.
Good. Doing great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We
So
just got
anyway,
into talking about Homestead, so Darian.
I figured that was kind of going to be the hot topic today.
yeah. So anyways, Xfinity was my favorite because I don't know, just the whole race. It just looked like Cole Custer was just gonna. He was just gonna dominate. He was selling off into the sunset. Man, he's gonna get his first title. But I can't fathom this because his crew chief, like, they have like a 5-second lead, something like that. And then the bottom 3, Bell, Reddick, and Hemrick, all decide to pit. And his crew chief decides to leave him out there like 5 or 6 extra laps. I don't get it. I was like, dude, just pit and you can win the title. Like, you could have pitted like a lap or 2 after them and you still would have had a huge lead. Then Tyler Reddick, and a lot of fans were pissed about this, especially the old school fans. Tyler Reddick, who had not won a race since Daytona, who had put together what is still a top 10 season. He finished 6th in the points under the old system. He wins the title. And I don't know. I don't know. For like a second, I was like, Cole Custer, he's like 5 seconds back, but he's going to catch him eventually. But Tyler Reddick he was using that famous old Larson line to capture his first Xfinity Series title. So, I mean, you got to give him props. And I also don't get like the hate Tyler Reddick got. I mean, it's not his fault he won the title. I mean, if you're going to blame anyone, just blame the system. So that's just the way I see it.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of blaming the system later in this show. But yeah, I don't know. What I asked earlier, David, was what was everyone's favorite race from the weekend was. And yeah, I guess unfortunately the Xfinity race is the one race I didn't get to see very much of. And I also just realized my lighting is very odd in here right now. I look very orange. I look like I'm on the surface of Jupiter, like looking out into the sun. So sorry about that, everybody. What was your favorite race this weekend, David?
Trucks. I thought the trucks race. I thought that was the most hotly contested one. It went green the whole way through outside of the stages, but at the same time, you still had a great battle for the win and the championship between Gregson and Moffitt. And Moffitt winning the championship was a fantastic story all the way around. Really, I thought the trucks race kind of demonstrated all the great things that a playoff format can have for a racing series. It's unfortunate that the rest of the weekend didn't play out all that great, but I thought the trucks race was easily the high point of the weekend for me. But the Monster Energy race was not that bad either. The Xfinity one was a bit of a stinker.
Yeah, I felt like none of the races were flashy. Like a lot of the Cup Series playoff races especially have been flashy because there's been wrecks, there's been bump and runs, there's been drama. This race, all 3 races, like the Xfinity and truck races, went completely green without the stage, or minus the stages. And the Cup race, you had a few yellows, but nothing like major. And I kind of like that. Like I like that at the end of all 3 races, the top 4, the championship 4, were all pretty much right there, or at least relatively within striking distance. And I think that is the one thing that the reason this playoff format has worked, in my opinion, or at least the part of it that has worked to this point, is the fact that in every year of the playoffs, pretty much all 4, at least in the Cup Series, I can't think of every Xfinity or truck championship yet, but in the Cup Series, the 4 guys always show up with top 5 equipment pretty much every year. And however that works, I think that does produce great racing. I like that in the Cup Series. The only race I watched in its entirety was the Cup race, but I did love the story from the truck race. I think the truck series had the best story to the weekend. Seeing Brett Moffitt get the win when the team was basically out of business halfway through the year, that's pretty great. I think that's honestly one of the things you don't really get that story in very many other major sports, but NASCAR, it seems like there's a story like that almost every year, and that's kind of fun. But the Cup Series, I just like that. The final restart with like 15 laps to go, you had the 4 championship 4 guys, 1 through 4 on equal tires. And that was just that's the way I think NASCAR, when they drew up this format, that's how they wanted it to end. And, a little bit of drama here and there. Of course, I think they were happy that it was Truex versus Logano kind of at the very end. That's, I'm sure, for drama purposes, that was what they wanted. But I thought, as far as the racing itself is concerned, Homestead did what it usually does. And I think it proved that, intermediate tracks can be fun without, like a Las Vegas wreck fest like we saw earlier in the playoffs. So I like that. I'm glad that the race was enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of have to say this. Speaking of that, I don't know. Like you just pointed out how the races weren't like as flashy as years past. I mean, that's kind of NASCAR's fault when like the whole season comes down to like one race. Like all of these high expectations, like fans expect like all of this stuff, like all of this crazy drama to happen and stuff. When in reality, I mean, Homestead, it's a good 1.5 miles, but it's still a 1.5 miles. I mean, it's with this package, it's just going to run like every other 1.5 miles does, only better. So, I mean, I don't know, for the most part, the races are kind of what I expected, just long green flag runs and not that many cautions.
The thing I like about Homestead and the reason like Chicagoland worked this year is because it's an old enough surface that you have more than one lane. Even with this air package, when you have 2 or 3 lanes, like Homestead kind of does, Homestead runs a little bit into the Atlanta issue where it kind of becomes a 1-lane track around the top too easily. But like, you know, it still has moments where it looks like it has, you know, three lanes that are all equally competitive. And I think that's what makes a 1.5 miles great. That's why I'm pissed they totally screwed up Texas. But it is what it is. What, Jarrett, yeah, you've been quiet over there, Jarrett. What do you think about this week's race? Any of the races this weekend?
I'd say my favorite was the truck one. I mean, I won't say any of the races were really outstanding in any way, you know, especially for what we've seen at Homestead the past few years. I thought the racing was better in the truck one, but I do have a sort of separate, more selfish reason for liking the truck race more. And that's because Brett Moffitt's sort of championship run started at the truck race that I was at Chicagoland. You know, that was really where it started up. So I kind of like that. I can say that I was at the start of somebody's championship run again, because I was also, you know, with the Stewart one too in 2011. And both the races were really good then too. So yeah, I like the truck one. I like the story, even though it looks like the truck champion had a 70s porno stash, which is gone now. Thank God.
And he was pounding beers too. He drank like 6 beers in 10 minutes. I was thoroughly impressed.
that right there. That's NASCAR. You know, like that's fun. Like that's what you see on the infield each week. I wish there was a little bit more of that. A little bit more kind of like drunk Brad sort of
bringing the Talladega infield everywhere else.
Oh yeah, well, even Chicagoland infield. I mean, the amount of broken noses from alcohol-related accidents I've seen is astounding.
Yo, my Bluetooth just died, so I had to get my headphones. But I heard all that, Jarrett. That mustache.
Yep.
Oh
but
man,
yeah, that's my take on it. So we probably should rate at least the race before we talk about the championship stuff, I'd say. So
like the Cup race specifically? Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I'll give it I don't know, a 7.5. I mean, I don't know. I felt like it was just like any other regular Homestead 1.5 mile race and stuff. I don't know. Without that whole Suarez blowing a tire incident caution, then that's Truex's championship, I think. Or I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Logano seemed to have the better long run car all night. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. All I know is that Truex, he had a sizable lead up until that caution. So we'll never know.
Well, he passed Logano on track on that long run, and he was chasing down, I think it was Harvick in the lead.
Oh,
so
okay.
I would have thought that it looked like it was coming up Truex because he was catching Harvick, and Harvick had a bad night car, first of all, and he didn't have a long run car. So he really had the worst of all scenarios. He just had a good pit strategy, or I think it was a good pit stop too, that got him out front there. But again, it didn't really matter in the end of the day.
Yeah. What would you give this race, David, on a scale of 1 to 10? That's how we like to do things here. We're very old school.
That's fine. No, I agree. I think it's a solid 7 race. My perception, again, I think I said this on Twitter, was that mine was skewed a bit because I watched the NBC Sports broadcast, and I thought that was the best NASCAR broadcast I've seen in years.
Yes.
With Lee Diffie and Dale Jarrett, just kind of giving you the information you needed and not a whole lot of Darrell Waltrip style stuff. I really enjoyed the race. I really did enjoy it. It was an enjoyable experience. So a solid 7. It wasn't a classic, I don't think, but it also wasn't one that just made my blood boil. So in modern day NASCAR, I will take that every day of the week.
Dude, all like in the regular broadcast, like all of the whole like other sports references. Oh, he's about to hit the game-winning shot here. It's about to be a home run hitter.
That got under my nerves so quickly. It was unbelievable. It was like within 5 minutes, and they hadn't even thrown the green flag yet. They had thrown that out. They had thrown like 4 different references to 5 different sports. It was like,
just imagine for a second if someone used racing references in like basketball or football, people would think they're insane. But like for some reason, like when they use other sports references in racing, it's like, I don't know. People don't. It's not as bad, but I don't know.
And he crosses the finish line for a touchdown. The checkered flags are waving.
Yes.
Of course, that Rams and Chiefs game sure did look like a track meet. So I mean, we could make some racing references there.
Yeah, I agree with you on the NBC. That's people wonder this year. The hype for NBC is the greatest broadcast ever has blown me away. I don't know how that happened, but
it's because Fox has set the bar so low.
Yeah, Fox set the bar low. We've talked about this.
Is Mike Joy. Mike Joy is that fabric that holds it all together for Fox.
Put Mike Joy in Rick Allen's place, and I'd love NBC. But
just imagine if they had like someone like Joe Buck, like final lap, Elliot.
I'm gonna make an edit of that video.
I'm surprised that hasn't already been done. That feels like it's been day one. I'm gonna make
an edit of Chase Elliott's first win, and the whole time it's just Joe Buck, Elliot, across the line. Because he said that on the touchdowns. He said, Elliott across the line. I'm like, perfect. Thank you, Joe.
Cut print. That's a wrap.
You have given me material. As for the race itself, I'll go 6 out of 10. And for my ratings, that's above average. A 5 out of 10 is an average race. It was definitely better than an average race. I think that the kind of racing that NASCAR had towards the middle and end of the summer and start of the fall, it kind of hurt the expectations. Like you got to live up to the Roval finish or Martinsville finish or Chicagoland, and have like just as great a story as Elliott's first win. And I think that's a big reason why a lot of fans don't like the racing aspect of it. When if you just strip the championship stuff away and any of that, why they thought the racing sucked, I think it's because the bar has been set higher this half of the year. But I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think kind of like Radman said in his video, it wasn't like something that was really special, but at the same time, it wasn't a bad race. It was definitely better than most of the races, the majority of the races in the season. So that's my take. It's definitely in the probably upper 12 to 14, which I'd say is pretty good. So yeah, that's my take. I'm really interested after a year of development next year with the teams and having about a year under their belt with the package, what they can do, and if we'll get something as good as this or not.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another time. That's what I think we're all looking forward to seeing next year, or dreading. Some are dreading, some are looking forward to it. As far as the race this week goes, I would give it a 6 out of 10 if it was just a typical race in like July. I think given the fact that there was the championship implications and you had the certain people running up front that you did, I would give it a 7. I'll probably give it a 7, maybe a 7.5. Yeah, it was just a good solid mile and a half. It's similar to last year's race. I feel like last year's race wasn't, like 2016 had the big wreck with Edwards and Logano. 2017 didn't really have any of that. 2015, really none of the other years in this format have had something like that. So it's just kind of your typical decent finale. Nothing. I like that. It was never really put into NASCAR's hands to like take the win away from somebody or overly manipulate the finish. It felt like it all played out about as naturally as it can these days. And I think in a championship race, when you can have that and also have it be fairly entertaining like it was, I think that's like the perfect combination. That's what everyone wants. That's what everyone hopes for.
I'm sorry, I had a phone call and stuff. What are we talking about now?
We're talking about the latest season of The Fairly Odd Parents. Did you know that came to Netflix?
It's on Netflix. It is.
No, I'd probably not.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we're still. I was just giving I think the race was a 7.5. But I think it would have been a 6 if it was just any other race with the playoff 4 running the way they did. I would have given it a 7.5.
I'm just waiting to talk about the whole playoff.
And Matt Kenseth finishing 6th.
That's crazy.
Awesome.
That had me out of my seat for a while, but yeah.
I thought he was going to mix it up in the championship 4 because he was starting right behind them on that restart. I thought, Kenseth doesn't care anymore, and he hates two of the 4 at least. I was like,
just dive
going for it.
I don't know if I would love that, but
you did make a great point though, Eric. I thought that they played. I thought NASCAR did a really good job of officiating this weekend. I thought they played it right down the middle. for the most part. Some people may question the Suarez
Yeah.
yellow, but outside of that one,
that wasn't on purpose.
I agree. I thought it was a justified yellow. It looked like he was going to wad up 4 cars. I think that's fine. Other people don't feel that way, but I felt like the entire weekend was really done well, especially in that Xfinity race. I mean, they probably would have known that people were going to say the things that they were going to say about Reddick, but they resisted the temptation, especially because I think there was one race where there was debris in turn 1 and they didn't call it yellow. I think it was the truck race where Moffitt was leading, and I saw a big old plastic bag in the middle of turn 1, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. And they didn't throw the yellow. So props to NASCAR. I thought they handled the whole weekend really well, and the people who won deserved it.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is like everyone they had a problem with, or some people had a problem with Reddick and Logano's titles, but Brett Moffitt, who did have a good season, he finished top 5 in points under the old system wins, and no one seems to have a problem with that. I think I don't know. I think that has more to do with it, like being a feel-good story, I guess. So like some people left that alone, I guess.
It's totally up to how likable the driver is. I mean, that's why we didn't hear. I mean, you would think that in 2011 when Stewart won, everybody would complain about that. Virtually no complaints because Stewart was a popular driver. I mean, that's just how it goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, but if Gregson would have won the truck title.
Oh, yeah, there would have been a totally different reaction. 100%.
I would have loved it because he's one of my favorite drivers and stuff. And he also watches my videos too. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I want him to be active. We need to get him active in this community. He needs to start making videos and come on the podcast.
What he told me is because he was signing autographs and I was like sitting beside him, just making sure like, everything was going as planned. When he was out here last month for the Senators Cup, he said like, yeah, I was gonna like keep vlogging, but like the playoffs started, and I don't know, like I don't know
priorities.
Yeah, like I guess he planned. I guess he's planning to vlog more during the off season. So, and also this is gonna be a long shot prediction, but he is my favorite for the 2019 Xfinity Series title. So that's my favorite.
Ooh, it's tough. Ooh, it's tough competition next year.
A junior motorsports car has won the last 2 years though, so.
Yeah, but I mean, Tyler Reddick, nobody expected him. But I mean, with this playoffs, anything can happen. And also,
didn't the 42 win the owners' points last year though, or this year?
I believe
we might have.
So that's on the whole means that's the strongest car. We know what Ross Chastain can do. I mean, I think betting against Chastain is really, really tough as far as I'm concerned.
And also, the last thing people are not talking about is the 9 team. That team's a dynasty. 2014. Chase Elliott, 2017, William Byron, and 2018, Tyler Reddick. And we don't even know if that team's going to be around next year. We haven't heard anything like about any new sponsorship deals or any new drivers. So, I mean, after winning 3 out of the last 5 Xfinity Series titles with 3 different drivers, that team might cease operations. It's insane.
Well, we know from Twitter that Dale Jr. is interested in Moffitt, but he needs a sponsor. That's what it's going to come down to, unfortunately.
Hey, that's the game. Unfortunately, some people still don't understand the whole like how it works nowadays. Like, yes, of course, we want the most talented drivers to get rides, but you need sponsorship nowadays. Just with this whole the way the series is like laid out and stuff. So unfortunately,
hey, maybe Natalie Decker will bring a big check to Junior's front door. You never know.
I've heard other plans.
Just as bad.
Oh no.
Oh, you haven't heard of this yet?
I've heard a few things, but if I haven't heard specifically what you've said, go ahead and spill it if you got it.
I tweeted this out, and oh my gosh, people were pissed off at me. I mean, people who don't like me already, they're just like, oh, just coming at my ass already. But no. Anyways, oh, sorry, I cussed. Anyways, so I was told from the same source who gave us the whole Ryan Preece news months before it was officially announced that. Brett Moffitt's team. How do you say the team name again?
Hattori Racing.
Okay. Yeah, Hattori Racing is in talks with Natalie Decker and to race full time in 2019. I know it's ridiculous.
We killed him.
I know. Hold on.
I'm laughing because it's true. I can believe it.
Yeah, but yes, but. It makes perfect sense when you think about it, not from a talent perspective, because in ARCA, she there was only like 10 full-time drivers, and she finished 9th in the points in best equipment. Yeah, but she does have N29 Capital Partners funding her, and that's like I I think that's like a financial firm, something like that. So they're loaded.
Yeah, that's big time money. Big time money.
So I know it sounds crazy and stuff now, but like I said, this is a rumor I was told from the same source that told me the whole Ryan Preece news. So
Well, I mean, you look at it and it makes sense. I mean, a lot if a driver has money and a team is desperate, even if it's a top shelf team, defending championship winner. I mean, imagine if a really highly funded driver had gone to Furniture Row. We'd probably be talking about them coming back next year, even if they'd be running at the back of the grid. It all comes down to that cash.
And here's the thing, though, and I was talking to Jarrett about this last night. This is going to sound kind of ridiculous, but can you blame Decker for getting this ride? Because think about it. I mean, think about it. If there is an easier way to get to where we want to go, I assume that everyone on the podcast right now would take it. Like, if there's an easier way to do something, we're probably going to do it. And what I mean by this is, Natalie Decker grew up watching Danica Patrick and what she did and the way she marketed it herself. She's probably thinking like, man, Danica Patrick's really bad, but she keeps getting all of these rides. And all she has to do is just like become this, like so-called sex symbol and all that stuff. Shit, sign me up. Yeah, I'm going to get like all the rides and all the money I can.
So that's why you cut your hair. I see what you're trying to do.
Well, here's the thing about Danica. I don't know if you guys have seen the interview with her yet. I
must, but yeah. Somebody disliked.
I don't know if you guys have talked about it yet, but it confirmed a lot of the things that I've had suspicions about Danica for a very long time. But one of the things that Danica at least did, and I'll give her credit for this, is she didn't go straight for the sexy photo shoot. She did cut her teeth in racing for a while before that. The thing about Decker is it seems like you said, she's skipping a few steps. I certainly don't blame her for
few steps.
yeah. Well, obviously, I don't blame her for jumping in the best truck in the field. I don't blame her because there is the concept of failing upwards. You never know. If she sucks in ARCA, it doesn't necessarily mean she'll suck in trucks. That being said, if she's the only driver on that team, she's not going to have a whole lot of veteran experience around her, even if she does have the talent hidden in there somewhere. I mean, she's going to struggle. She's on Venerini Motorsports right now. That's the most experienced, best team in ARCA. You've got all the equipment around you. You've got all the talent around you. You've got the other drivers around you, like Michael Self, guys who are race winners, she can't get it done.
You have 15-year-olds like Chandler Smith in his first year in ARCA winning in his fourth career start. And Natalie Decker can't even at least get 4 or at least 5 top 5 finishes in ARCA. This is not the Truck Series or the Xfinity Series. This is ARCA we're talking about. And she's rumored to be in line, the first in line, by the way, with the defending championship team. I don't know. That's a situation like if I was like her manager or something like that, I'd be like, I don't know, because she's basically going to be replacing a very likable driver. And there was also that whole underdog story all season with Brett Moffitt. That's a tough situation to walk into if this is true.
It's a good situation for NASCAR, though. It's a big driver that would move up to trucks. You've got the female element, which is always important. I mean, Natalie Decker's a good-looking girl, so that they've got that as well. And you're going to be able to keep the championship truck team on the grid. And so you don't have to deal with the Furniture Row Racing story that they somehow managed to dodge the bullet on in the Cup Series, where you might have a team that wins a championship that doesn't come back the next year. So from a NASCAR perspective, even if she wads up a bunch of equipment and looks foolish, it's a net positive for them.
Yeah. It's all about money, so I'm just going to leave it at that. It's all about money.
Yeah. Jerry Maguire right for you. Give me the money.
Show me the money. It's not give me the
money. Whatever.
You got that. Oh.
Team owners are saying, bring me the money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, I guess while we still have you here, David, we should definitely talk about the winner of the 2018 Cup Series championship. What did I just say? Oh, gosh, my language is all over the place. Joey Logano won, in case any of you in the chat have been living under a rock. We have 240 people watching, by the way. Can we lick that like button a little bit?
Guys, yeah.
Can Can we get a few get into triple digits? That would be nice. Show our guests how much you love them, or also how much you love us, so they think we're cool too. That we're trying to show off in front of our guests.
Yeah, share the love here, guys.
But yeah, so Joey Logano winning the championship definitely brought out a lot of strong opinions. Logano himself
did it.
Oh yeah, I guess it's an understatement. Logano, I think he's a likable guy, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't like him. They didn't get the memo that he's likable, or he appears to be likable.
I like him.
I don't have a big problem with him, but you look at NASCAR. fan base, yeah, I mean, he's not I don't think anyone in NASCAR is a bad guy. At least not in the Cup Series is a bad guy. But there are just certainly people that rub fans the wrong way. And I think
didn't Carl Edwards say like that? Kevin Harvick's a bad person, like a while back. I think
if anyone was, I would suspect Kevin Harvick, but I'm not going to say that publicly on a podcast with 250 people watching.
Yeah, we don't know what drivers are cool or not. We know a few that send interesting Snapchat stories.
Yeah, so we do know that. But yeah, I guess just as far as the panel is concerned, first reactions. I don't know this is a loaded question. I feel like there's a lot to discuss here, so I don't really know how to address it. I feel like just everyone should just spill their opinions on Joey Logano, what this championship means for NASCAR and how it appears in the public eye. Like, what does this mean in the big picture for NASCAR Cup Series racing going forward? That Joey Logano, who is the third or fourth best guy all year long, won the championship ahead of people like Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, because that's what the argument is that he didn't deserve because he had 3 wins and they had 8 and so on. I looked up stats. Logano in the playoffs had a better average finish than anybody else, tied for the most wins. So that's why I feel like those arguments are a little misguided, but I'm curious to know what you guys all have to say.
Well, let me just point this out again for like the 100th time. Joey Logano is a top 3 talent, and I've defended that from the very beginning. And there he goes with the eye rolls. It's true. He's the champion now, so you have no argument, Jarrett. So yeah, he is a top 3 champion. And now
top 3 champion. Wait, say that again. What?
Oh no!
That's another.
No.
Just making sure.
He wasn't the
3 talent. He's a top 3 talent who happens to be.
Breaking news: Joey Logano now on NASCAR's Mount Rushmore. You heard it here first.
But look, I don't think this really has anything to do with Logano as much as it has to do with the whole legitimacy of this title. I mean, NASCAR, they just screwed this up, year after year after year. I mean, yes, Joey Logano, he won. He deserves the title because, well, duh, he won the race and he was the highest finishing of the 4. So under the current format, he's the champion. But, some of these old heads, I guess you can kind of include me in there. Kyle Busch, he's my champion. That's my champion. Kyle Busch would have won this. He would have won this by, I think it was 48 points, something like that. So it's kind of he kind of ran away with it. But if you don't take the Harvick penalty into account, it would have been a lot closer. So I'm just saying. But I've seen reactions on Twitter, very mixed reactions and stuff. And there was a little bit of confusion with Eric and David because they think I'm all for the playoffs, which no, I've never said that. I'm just saying what I've said from the start is, look, NASCAR has always changed. They've been changing the whole championship format 4 times now. Unless we're going to go back to the old system, which I love to death, we might as well just not change it because, I mean, the current format is confusing enough for new fans. My roommate, who has never watched NASCAR before, he's asked me so many questions. He's like, yeah, Darian, why do they do this? And I'm like, well, they're trying to appeal to sports fans, kind of like yourself. And he's like, yeah, but I know it's like a playoffs and stuff, but just because it's I don't know, just because NASCAR has a playoff format, that doesn't mean I'm just gonna all of a sudden watch. Yeah, I know. And then he asked why not why don't they just run it like the whole season, just the most points at the end of the season wins the title. I'm like, it's funny. They used to do that, and NASCAR used to be the most popular sport up there with the NFL in terms of ratings. But the arguments I've seen on Twitter is, oh, here we go, the fans complaining. It was 15 years ago we ran this system. Get over it. And there was this one tweet. I'm not going to say his name. There was this one tweet on there saying, oh, it's a new era. It's time to move on. We might as well get used to this playoff format. Might as well. And my thinking was, yeah, you know what? He is right. He is exactly right. It is a new era. So also, we might as well get used to all-time low television ratings and a very dwindling fan base, and also a very scorned fan base at that, because it's the new era. So we might as well get used to it.
I take exception So I know we talked about this off air a little bit, but like the idea that the playoffs, I like how all season long we've been debating why are NASCAR's ratings doing, why are NASCAR's things. We've listed like 6 or 7 different things, but all of a sudden now everyone's looking at the playoff format. Oh, it's the playoffs. That's why
always been number one. I've said that from the start. Playoffs has always been number one for me.
Then why were the this year in NASCAR, I think 4 races either stayed the same or went up in viewership. A couple of them were thanks to NBC instead of being on NBCSN last year. But the only 2 that actually stayed the same or went up in ratings, organically, were both playoff races this year. That was the Roval and ISM.
Not the Kansas one. The Roval on ISM stayed flat.
That's what I'm saying. I said stayed the same or got more.
But flat isn't exact. Flat's not a success.
No, but compared to the other 34 races that all declined this year, that's what I'm saying. The only 2 races that didn't decline were playoff races. So I'm not going to argue with you guys that I agree with you. The playoff format has turned some fans off, but I've met a lot of fans. In fact, I would say even the majority of people I've talked to wouldn't actually don't mind or enjoy a form of the playoffs, and so the idea that the playoffs are the number one driving issue and that's what's killing the sport, I will pretty much until somebody really shows me the numbers and proves me wrong, I will forever dispute that because I don't think that's fair to put all the blame on that. I still think top drivers leaving. The decline of NASCAR started when Dale Earnhardt Sr. passed away, and it's continued even worse since Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon have left. So that's what I still think is the number one thing hurting NASCAR, the aero package. We can talk about the short tracks, all this other stuff. The playoffs are in there somewhere, but I don't think the playoffs are going to be what kills NASCAR. I think NASCAR, and I agree with you here, Darian, for maybe a different reason, but I agree that NASCAR needs to stick with this current playoff format or something very similar to it, maybe without, the win you're in during the regular season. If they stick with something like what they have right now for the next 10 to 15, 20 years, fans will eventually be okay with it. I think people will then, in 10 years, will look back and say, how did NASCAR ever do what they did in 2000? That just sounds boring. Whether that's right or wrong, we can agree or disagree, but I think the majority of fans in 10 to 15 years will look at the idea of a playoff system the way we have now. Like, you can't call the system flawed when the 4 best drivers all year made it to Homestead and were running 1st through 4th on the final restart. How is that a flawed system?
Because
that all 4 of the best drivers made it.
Thank you. For the first time, it happened.
Okay.
Yes.
But it's the second year of this playoff format. And I've told you guys before, I like most of the playoff formats. I did not like the one from 14 to 16, which was the knockout rounds without the stage points. I thought that was too random. But I do like the current one because I like how stages and bonus points from the regular season carry over round to round. I think that is ultimately last year, best team, best driver won the championship. Second best team, second best driver finished second. This year, the second year of this format, top 4 finished top 4. I just think, 2 years of this exact format have produced, I think, the best top 4s and good champions that I think we should be able to agree upon are legit.
Here's where I'm on. NASCAR has lost the meaning of the championship just in the definition alone. Like, the champion is supposed to be who is the best at the competition. In a sport like this throughout the season, NASCAR is more preoccupied on how somebody wins a championship rather than why they win a championship. You win a championship if you're the best one. They're more preoccupied in how they do it now. And that's the ultimate problem. And the root problem with this is this wasn't done to, okay, we'll see who the best one is. This was done so we can have the most drama come out of it. And I mean, yes, there's been some great moments, a lot of fights, the Joey Logano stuff with Matt Kenseth. At the same time, we had great moments beforehand too. Like, I don't think the championship alone, like, there was no championship implications in Dale Earnhardt spinning out Terry Labonte at Bristol in 1999. Both of them, weren't really up in the middle of the championship fight that year. It's still one of great all-time moments that's in the same place as a playoff one. So the playoffs don't necessarily make or break all-time moments, but they're designed to make more action. Whereas in, say, a real Game 7 moment like they're going for, that just sort of naturally comes, and it's not there. You don't get an Alan Kulwicki, Davey Allison, Bill Elliott, Harry Gant, Kyle Petty, Mark Martin, 6-driver championship like 1992, by design. It's something that it's like a once in a lifetime deal. You don't there's only been one overtime finish in the history of the Super Bowl.
Look, I don't care. I don't care if the champion wins by 4 points or 400. If he's the best, then he's the best. Okay, this playoff format does not reward the best driver throughout the season the championship. I'm sorry. Like, look, I can live with it, which I have been for a while now, but I don't know. Playoffs in motorsports. There's sports and then there's motorsports. Okay, you need playoffs in football and basketball. Those sports and motorsports because
I will explain why you need playoffs in something like the NFL or the NBA. In the NFL, NBA, you don't have all 32 teams playing at the same time. There's no way you can put each of those teams up against each other and definitively say which one is the best because you have too many factors and simply the rules don't allow for other teams to battle each other. In NASCAR, it's completely different. In fact, in all motorsports, it's completely different. Every single race, every single condition, the top drivers in the sport go against each other every single race. So a playoff format really is redundant because really you already kind of know throughout the course of the season naturally who the top guys are. Yes, you're right that this time with the playoffs, it worked out that we had the top 4 drivers up at the front of the field, and they also managed to all find the right setup for Homestead to go fast, be the top 4. An interesting point you brought up earlier, Eric, that I thought kind of does actually play into the playoffs, kind of in a broader general sense. And I do feel bad for Joey Logano because I do feel like he's getting a raw deal here. And that's one of the reasons I made that video today, which kind of was talking about why people hate Joey Logano. Unfortunately, he's kind of become the poster child of everything that people don't like about NASCAR. And as Darian said, yeah, he's probably in the top 5 in terms of talent. Are people going to appreciate him, at least in the near future? Probably not. They're probably going to resent him because of what has happened with this format. So you've got one of your young stars, a guy who's going to be around forever. He's driving for Roger Penske. He's gotten Roger Penske big wins and championships. Those are the 2 things that Roger Penske wants, and he'll keep you forever. So we're stuck with Joey Logano for a very long time, and the fans, more or less at the moment, have rejected him, and I'm not sure they'll accept him now. And so, and really, if you look at it, the guys who are up front, save for Martin Truex Jr. in that top 4, 3 of the 4 are disliked by, I would say, probably half of the NASCAR fan base. Now, it's different sections of it, but each driver, I don't think is, if you did like a poll, they wouldn't all be like. The only likable driver is Truex because of kind of where he's come from and, you know, how much he's struggled. The other guys, for one reason or another, you know, like Harvick with all of the issues with penalties and the whole thing at Talladega in 15 was it when he wrecked the field. And then you've got Kyle Busch, no need to even go further there. And obviously Joey Logano with some of the checkered past that he's had in the recent past. You've got guys who have become disliked, and a lot of reason for that is nonsense that's happened in the playoffs and resentment that has come from those drivers doing what it takes to win because they are talented, but they also screw some of the other drivers who the fans perceive as the best out of potential championships. And I think that's created a big disconnect right now between the fans and the current product.
I agree, sort of. There's a disconnect. I think I can understand as far as the criticism for Logano and the criticism for this year's why we're seeing it feels like we're seeing more criticism this year than we did last year. And it is because we had 3 of the most polarizing drivers in NASCAR running up front, and one of them won it. If Truex had won, I don't think there'd be as much of a discussion.
Oh yeah. It'd be completely different.
There'd be a little bit, but there would not be as much. I mean, I guess the only thing I don't fully follow is how, like, the drama from, you know, years past, you know, Logano's had his issues in the playoffs. Kyle Busch 2015 winning the championship based off of the win in your in rule that I think should be gone. But, you know, needless to say, winning that year, people resent him for that. Like, how does that create a disconnect with the fans? I can understand why it, like, makes them upset, but I feel like at the same time, it's creating heroes and villains. Like in 2014 or 2015 with Logano versus Kenseth, there are heroes. There's a hero and a villain, pretty much no matter who you talk to. Somebody was on Kenseth's side, somebody was on Logano's side, and I feel like, I guess, you're making people frustrated. People are getting angry because now this is like a debate. This feels like politics all of a sudden, where you're like debating ethics on the racetrack, and nobody really wants to do that. But politics get ratings. So I in my head, the logic there is, you know, you go on YouTube, type in Matt Kenseth, type in Joey Logano. Some of the first things that come up are things from that incident in 2015. Type in Brad Keselowski, Charlotte 2014 comes up pretty high. And so when I see that, I just think, what draws eyeballs? Drama. I get that it's sort of forced. Like, it's not forced. I mean, we still have races like Texas.
Yeah.
We had races like Texas just 3 weeks ago in the playoffs, semifinal race before the championship, and it was the most boring race of the season. So it's not like the playoffs 100% guarantee there's going to be drama, but they do add to it because just the stakes are higher each week, which I think is a good thing that the stakes are raised every single week. In the years past, this year, for example, the championship would have been locked up 2 weeks early, or all but locked up 2 weeks early. And that wouldn't have been exciting. Like, ISM wouldn't have been that thrilling. Homestead would have just been another race. Like, that's my thing. I get that it's contrived. And here's what I understand. I understand the old school thought, like, you don't need it. Real race fans are going to come for the real racing. And I would come for the real racing, but I just don't feel like there's enough, quote unquote, real hardcore race fans left that are really going to be able to keep NASCAR a mainstream sport. There's not 100,000 fans, hardcore fans, going to fill the grandstands every single week. You can't go to a race and fill the grandstands with what's left of the NASCAR racing hardcore fan base. You need some casual fans. You do. Whether you like it or not, you're going to need some casual fans to fill these big grandstands NASCAR wants to fill. And I feel like with something like the playoffs, it just feels like in this day and age, it will bring in the eyeballs, and a certain number of them will stick around because it looks interesting. Some will think, oh, it's contrived and lame. And I'm just betting on more people being interested than being disinterested by fights and drama and stuff like that.
The problem that NASCAR has, and trying to stay that relevant way, is NASCAR was a fad. There was no way, and there's going to more than likely be no way for the next 20 to 30 years that it hits anywhere near even 2013 to 2011. As for real racing fans, there's plenty of real racing fans. They've left the sport because the focus isn't on racing. The focus is on the moments we can get for the championship. Its focus is moments and not racing. Yeah, they're changing the format, or not the format, the cars a lot. But look what they're changing it to. They're changing it to make them all in close pack, and that's a thing for another day. But the 2019 package is designed to be closer to what we saw in the All-Star race and have them closer, and not just because it was the drivers passing people. Because good racing doesn't need to be everyone close together. Again, you look at that Bristol incident. There were two guys up front. You look at the 79 Daytona 500. You look at, you name it, the 2012 Watkins Glen finish. Good racing can be between 2 or 3 cars. So that's my thing, is that I think this format is the epitome of NASCAR losing focus of the racing on the track in exchange for having drama off the track.
Well, I think you bring up a good point there, and something that I think we've got a little bit of a misinterpretation, or at least NASCAR does, of exactly what a casual fan wants at a racetrack. I would say, at least to me, a casual fan isn't going to see a championship or a champion crown necessarily. I mean, really, if somebody has a passing interest in NASCAR, they're not going to know anything about the drivers or cars or teams or point structure anyway. They're going to go, oh, cool, loud race cars. Let's go see what happens. So from a casual fan perspective, probably the one change that they've made, or at least are making for next year, that may actually help that is probably the package that they're going to run. Because, if you think about it, what are the biggest ratings every year for NASCAR? It's the plate races. Why is that? Well, it's because it's the most thrilling, exciting, easy to pick up. Yeah, exactly. It's a spectacle. It's something that will draw somebody who's never seen it before in, because they'll go, holy crap, there's 40 cars running that close together. Stuff like that brings casual fans in way more than a points thing would. I honestly believe a playoff, or whatever NASCAR was going for when they started the chase, they weren't really going after casual fans so much as I think they were probably going after harder core sports fans. They wanted to get on SportsCenter in November. They wanted everybody talking about, oh, wow, who's going to win the chase for the cup this year? They thought they could turn it into something like the NCAA tournament or the NFL playoffs, where like the entire country is invested in what's going to happen, and it completely backfired on them. So now not only do they not have any casual fans, hardcore sports fans, or hardcore motorsports fans, they've really just got the people who are just kind of hanging on right now because either they actually like the format, which indeed, you're right, there are some people who do. In fact, I would say it's probably split 50-50. It's a lot closer to 50-50 than I think a lot of people would think. But you also have the kind of people who are disillusioned but are just kind of watching because, well, I've always watched NASCAR, you know? And that's where you kind of get some of this very passionate and a lot of times ugly arguing and arguments.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I would agree. I think, yeah, I like what you said there about how the purpose of the original playoffs, especially, because you're right. I think the initial, at least when I think back to it, the 2004 version of the chase wasn't really there to create a bigger spectacle. I think you're right. I think that was to try and strengthen the grip on existing fans while maybe having a wider appeal. I don't know. I feel like I've said all that I can say. I feel like I can't say it again and enunciate it any more clearly than I already have. And I have my opinions. I think we all have, it sounds like we all have just slightly varied opinions, but I don't know. Anyone else have anything they want to say about this? I know, Darren, you haven't said anything in a bit. What?
No, I've just been listening. I don't know. I just said all I said earlier and stuff. I mean, again, yeah, we can talk about it and argue about it all we want, but I mean, it's up to NASCAR. And I mean, it's not like, I don't think they're ever really going to go back to the old format anyway.
No, they're not.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I mean, what it's done is it's just divided fans now because, like, let's say you do go back to the old format, you're going to have now another group of fans saying, oh, this is why playoffs, like, this is why we have playoffs. Playoffs are better. So they've pretty much dug themselves into a huge hole with their incompetence. And I don't know, there's really no turning back. I mean, let's say they like put in all the old rules from back in the day, like, you know, old points formats, you know, racing back to the line, you know, all that stuff. I feel like NASCAR is just so they're in too deep that they could literally go back to like all the rules and stuff they had from like 2003 exactly. And as far as the racing goes, and nobody would care because they're so disenfranchised with NASCAR. So.
I feel like in hindsight, I wish, like, this is even me, and I like the playoffs kind of the way they are now. In hindsight, I kind of wish that they'd never brought the playoffs, you know, but, you know, hindsight's always 20/20. Obviously, now looking at it, polarized the sport or divided the fan base. Obviously, I'll bet NASCAR, honestly, they could go back. I bet they wouldn't make the same decisions they did. I just feel like now that we're already kind of in a hole, I mean, we are in a hole. It's not kind of a hole. It's a hole. In a hole right now. The best way forward is to continue with a form of what they have now. And in a way, they kind of just got to hope that catches on. You're right. They're never going to go back to their old format because it would divide fans yet again. And it would make NASCAR basically have to admit that we were wrong. And that would be a PR kind of probably issue, I can assume. But
I'd have to drink on it, I think.
So I guess a good way to end this off is so either people will catch on, or, you know, at least we have IndyCar, David. You know, at least we have that to talk about.
Hey, come on over. The dark side has cookies, so, you know.
No, at least we have that.
No, you guys got M&Ms. We got cookies.
Well, and you guys got milk.
And milk. Yeah, cookies and milk. Come on, guys. We're not that bad.
Christmas came early.
Wait, didn't y'all have like orange juice one year? Who did that?
Oh, that was Emerson Fittipaldi. No, that was
that's right.
That was a big no. Yeah,
wasn't it because like?
Well, he had orange. He one of his businesses was orange groves in. And the problem wasn't that he drank orange juice, because he did it when he won his first in '89, but he drank the milk first. The big no that Emerson made was that they were handing him the milk, and he's like, no, I will not drink the milk this year. And then he drank orange juice. And if you know Indiana sports fans, they don't forget very easily.
Oh no, they don't.
So when you kind of slide them a little bit, you've slighted them for life. It took a very long time before people kind of forgot, or at least kind of softened Emerson Fittipaldi again.
All he did was drink orange juice.
Oh yeah, and we still make jokes. I mean, if you go to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and you just say, "Oh, I drink the orange juice," everybody will know what you're talking about. It's like it's legendary for the wrong reasons, but it's legendary.
All right, so I'd say that's a good place that we can end off. David, is there anything you'd like to promote?
Yeah, we've been talking about it all day, but I just did a video kind of talking about a lot of the things that we just talked about, which are, where do the fans kind of lie right now? What are kind of the thoughts of the public? And I kind of framed it around why there seems to be all this anger and vitriol around Joey Logano. And really, the title is more of like, it's not really about Joey Logano. It's more about all these little things that have kind of piled up. And kind of the thesis statement of the whole video is that in a lot of ways, for a lot of these fans who have, I'm sure you've seen the videos, one in particular, I think everybody has seen at this point. It was kind of the straw that broke a lot of people's backs in terms of their theoretical NASCAR camel. So I kind of just wanted to explore that a little bit. And so I've already seen some of the comments, and it seems very divided. There are a lot of angry people in the comments, and but I think it is an interesting discussion to have, and it just again kind of builds on what we've been talking about here. And it talks about a lot of the other points that we've talked about here. But it does kind of like, I went into the comment section of my most recent, or the review of the championship race, and kind of just looked for stuff, kind of interesting points. And from both sides as well. I looked at people who were defending the playoff format and kind of looking at it from that perspective of what they like about that, or at least how they perceive what are good things about the playoffs. So that's what's up right now. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a Thanksgiving break, and then I'm actually going to work on that go-kart vlog I keep promising. So we'll get that out hopefully.
Oh, and
this weekend.
To end it off here, your video was on Reddit for about 2 minutes, and then
it
got taken down.
Which one?
The new one.
Your new one. Yeah.
The Logano one?
Yeah, it was put up and then removed within like 20 minutes.
Yeah, there's like a war going on between Reddit and YouTube right now. I don't know what's going on. I think Kamikaze's broken the matrix.
You know what? Nowadays it seems like it's NASCAR YouTube versus everybody nowadays. So it seems like everyone.
Yeah. The Twitter guys are. Yeah. That's a whole nother story for another day.
Yeah, we'll have to say that for 2019. But thanks for coming on again, David. Always appreciate you having on the show.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's always fun to come on here. You guys bring up interesting discussion points and bring a different perspective. I know a lot of times I'm a bit of a windbag, so it's nice to bounce my ideas off of other people.
Too hard on yourself. I think our chat, from what I can tell, they love having you on.
You've been like #1 request since day one.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, yeah, you've been up.
By the way, which channel is it on? I couldn't find it earlier.
We're on Eric's. It's on Eric's.
Oh, okay, so. I didn't know. All right, well then there we go. I'll tweet the link out when I get off here, so hopefully some more people will tune in.
All right, man. Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, David.
Absolutely.
Right,
nice to see you guys.
Bye.
And with that,
one guest down.
I will send the link. Should I send the link both to Joseph and Griffdawg, since we
Why not?
Past?
Why not? Go ahead. Let's go for it.
And then while y'all are waiting, I'm gonna be melting in the bathroom really quick. So I drink a lot of water.
Oh,
all right, man.
I literally did not know how to interpret that statement.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I was like,
Carnation, clip it.
Yeah, just clip it, man.
I probably had this face the whole time.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
How's it going?
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, we hear you.
That's
How's
good.
it going, man?
I'm tired.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you've had a lot actually go on and stuff. Well, tell us about your new place.
Okay. So I just finished painting today. I had to paint like 5 or 6 rooms over the weekend, and then just got done with it just today. My arms started killing me. I'm worn out, tired, dead, but I'm alive. I'm good.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Yeah, and also I'm glad you're okay after all the wildfires and stuff as well.
Hello?
So.
Oh,
It just popped in. Hey,
good timing.
Griffdawg's here.
right on in. That's fine.
No, it's all you, Joseph. Go for it.
Oh, that was funny, Griffdawg. He just caused this like a low. That's never happened. That's never happened.
So is everybody here? Ready to start the show? Yeah.
I've been.
As Ian Malcolm once said, gotta go, you gotta go.
What? No, Jared's here. What's going on? We're having 3 different conversations.
Whoa, why did Eric get so close to the camera for a few seconds there? That was
because it's all about Eric.
Oh,
nice.
Everyone in the,
always love when Eric face close up.
Yeah.
Like wherever it is, I don't know. I'll just go like that. It's somewhere in there.
We're in the middle of asking Joseph a very intense question, I think.
Yeah, asking about my house is very intense.
Yeah. Well, we know with all the wildfires, we're just glad to see that you're okay after a crazy week, I'm sure.
It wasn't like really close to me and stuff, but they came by and said, just to be sure, I want you to get out of here. We'll let you know if everything's clear. And I got back here within a few hours. So all is good. I think the one in my area just finally stopped burning after 2 weeks. So it's we're all good over here. Just all safe. And now I'm just back preparing for my new place.
Oh, by the way, go Rams. Go Rams, by the way.
Right? I don't watch football, so but
he lives in LA, though.
LA team is actually finally doing good for once because Lakers sucks. The Dodgers can't win a World Series, so it's whatever.
We got Griffdawg here as well for the second hour. Welcome, Griffdawg. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
We are very great. At least I can't speak for everybody, but I know I'm doing pretty great. I got my best
pretty
bud
good
behind
too.
me.
Yeah, your buddy Matt. Congrats on the 6th place finish, by the way.
He says thanks. Whoa! Look at his head. Whoa! Whoa! Hey.
Just remember that he started 17th, finished 6th. Cue the X-Files music. Carnation, make that.
Man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good too, but now this do-rag's starting to get annoying and it's starting to like tighten my. Oh my gosh, I gotta do
why
this.
Why do you have that on? You should just leave it out, man.
Because I showered and to train my hair now since I cut it and to get waves, I gotta brush it and then I gotta have this thing on all the time. So
y'all missed me earlier with my beard.
Just air it out, man.
Your Bob Ross beard.
No, it's a little bigger than Bob Ross beard.
I just got a small. That's all I did.
So now that you two are here, thoughts on the championship weekend as a whole? We talked about the truck race, Xfinity race, and the Cup race. So give us your guys' thoughts on that.
All right, I'm gonna go for it, Joe. You're the star. Go for it.
All right, I'll start. I was here first.
Of course,
I'm the star.
I'm just glad all three series have first-time champions. That's pretty cool. Brett Moffitt, that was pretty cool to win it. Tyler Reddick was the least expected, but cool for him as well. And I'll be honest with you, Joey Logano's a nice guy. I don't really care for him too much, but congrats on him for winning the championship. And it's well-deserved, okay? Well-deserved. Don't at me, people. I think it was a good championship week. Although I'll be honest with you, I've gotten used to it. I'm still not a fan of the playoffs and stuff. I like the old format better, but still overall, still well deserved for all the champions this weekend. So I thought it was some good racing for sure. Again, congrats to the champs. I was really happy for Brett Moffitt for sure. A one car team. A team for a while that I would say every now and then was looking for sponsorship to compete in every race, and they got it, and they win the championship. I thought that was the coolest championship of all, is him to take it. And then Tyler Reddick, I think if you Tyler Reddick, I consider that out of all of the four drivers that was in the championship for Xfinity, I thought he was the underdog, and he pulled it off. And then Joey Logano just beats all the big three drivers, and which I'm not saying I didn't expect it. I expected Logano to have a shot at it, and he did it. I thought it was pretty cool. Which, by the way, now the big three is dead. I know for a while Eric thought the big three was dead, and then it wasn't.
Now they are. Now they
are. So I kind of gave Eric a little smack about it. That, oh, no, the big three is not dead. But no, it's dead now. We're good.
Just watch the big three from this year combined to win all 36 races next year. Can you imagine if only 30
They won 20 races combining this year?
Yeah.
So 2007?
Pretty much. Yeah.
And really quick, talking about our champion, Logano. So on Twitter, I get these, you get the personalized ads, and so Ford Performance came up. And on the views, I think the views are drunk or just not working because it says 1,000K views.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
So is it 1,000 or 1,000,000?
100 million.
I don't know.
Like
That's
I thought that was something funny.
That's
So
fun. I love YouTube glitches.
oh no, it's 1,000,000. It's actually 1,000,000.
Oh, it's a
It just
million now.
changed.
Okay.
It just changed to 1
Oh,
million.
wow.
Wow.
All right. And Eric
Apparently,
Keplinger
chat
on
is saying
Twitter.
I'm high, so I appreciate that, guys.
he's just really tired. He's just
I'll
really
send you a
tired.
link to a few Afro Man songs then.
Nice.
Oh, and by the way, Griffdawg, congratulations on reaching 4,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
Definitely appreciate it.
Congratulate you, congrats, man.
So, your thoughts on all the races?
All right. I might as well go in order. Trucks. I would just say congrats to Brett Moffitt. He worked his tail off. I don't know. Joseph really stole everything I was gonna say. Like I had a script and Joseph
I'm
totally
sorry.
stole it for me.
I'll leave.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Love you, Joe. But
thank you, man.
sorry about that. But I don't know. Like it was definitely good. Who was all in the championship for us? Brett Moffitt, Johnny Sauter, Justin Haley. That was a surprise. Justin Haley getting into the final four or championship four. I don't know. Was not expecting him to make it, but hey, how did he do in the Homestead race? Do you guys know?
Wait, who was that again?
Justin
Did you say?
Haley in the 24.
He
He
finished
ran.
7th, I believe. He was top 5 most of the race, but I believe he finished
faded.
7th, I believe.
Okay. So Haley, Sauter, Moffitt, and oh yeah, Gregson. Yeah, when I did my prediction video back in February, I actually had Gregson to win the championship, so I was like low key rooting for him. But no, but hey, Moffitt, like good for him. Single truck team. I really hope they do come back next year. And according to Darian himself, apparently Natalie Decker may be in that ride next year.
It's rumored. It's rumored. From what I've
is
been told,
rumored.
it's rumored.
The question
Keyword,
is, he grows
rumored.
the same mustache that Brett Moffitt did. I think the powers.
Yeah, she needs to pull that off. Absolutely.
Now, I don't know how if this is true or not, but I was looking at the chat. It says that Alex Bowman responded to Kamikaze about something. I was just wondering where that was at.
Really?
Is it on Twitter
Really?
or is it on YouTube
Let's
or Reddit?
see. Let's see.
I want to
Let's-
see. On
let's-
Twitter?
let's- Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently
I don't
applied on
know.
Twitter. Let's see.
I'm
Yeah,
pulling my phone
yeah.
out.
Whoever brought it up, if it's true, where's it at?
I want to give my boy What Incarnation a shout out. I saw he got Kyle Petty to respond to him on Twitter. I was dying laughing. I was scrolling through my
Really?
Twitter feed, and all he asked him was, "Hey at Kyle Petty, how you doing today?"
And he said, "Good. It's pretty good."
Good. I might have seen that. Nice job.
Yeah, go Kyle.
I can't find it though. I don't know where.
I can't find it. I think they're BS.
Maybe he deleted it.
What did Kamikaze say?
Why would you
Like,
delete something like that?
Because probably Bowman was probably mad or something. Because
Bowman was-
Kamikaze probably said something.
I
Bowman
can't
was
find it. I'm depressed.
Bowman was afraid he was showing too much personality for once, and decided to delete it.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
So chat. Tell us what happened there. But continue, Griff.
Yeah, so moving on to the Xfinity series. So actually at work today, I listened to the Dale Jr. download. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s podcast. And he talked about the championship and actually talked to Tyler Reddick, the champion. And yeah, I'd say it was a surprise too. Like I was thinking like Christopher Bell, who I saw win at Iowa. I thought, man, he was going to go and get it all done. But whatever, it is what it is.
I'm sorry.
So,
we just
what do you
just
guys-
found the tweet.
I'm gonna
What
go
did
on
it say?
Twitter really quick and I'll share screen it.
Thank you, Eric Keplinger. Thanks to Keplinger for tagging us in there. So that's funny.
So what did it say?
All right. So
You gonna share screen it? All right, hold on. He's gonna share screen it a little bit.
I gotta get on his channel really quick. Sorry,
I'm
account.
excited.
So I remember because I favorited this tweet because I thought it was a funny tweet. Because, like, guys, let's be real. Kamikaze has one of the greatest sense of humors.
He
senses
does.
of humor.
Good guy. Good guy.
God, where is it at? How many times is this? Here it is. Like, how many times does this guy tweet? Jesus.
He
All right.
does tweet a lot.
Are we presenting on me so I can share it?
Yeah, it should be.
All right. So, screen share.
I gotta see this to believe it.
All right. So, see that? Oh man.
Oh my god.
See, and here's the thing. I I'm pretty sure Alex Bowman knows exactly who Kamikaze is because Alex Bowman, until basically he started racing for Hendrick, used to be, if people didn't know, used to be very active on NASCAR Reddit. Mm-hmm. Well, we all know about that little dysfunctional relationship between Kamikaze and NASCAR Reddit. So I know for I won't say a fact, but I'm very positive that Alex Bowman knows exactly who Kamikaze is. So
I'm retweeting this now.
So he responds with this.
That's a retweet.
I like Kyle Hill. Kyle Hill, if you're watching, that was a pretty good one.
Oh jeez.
So I'm pretty sure that Alex Bowman probably found it pretty funny. It's good that he has a good sense of humor. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, so fun times.
This is the All-Star episode. We're fitting in as many NASCAR YouTuber references as possible.
Yeah, I think we talked about Radman a little bit. We talked about Kamikaze, had David Land, now Joseph and Griffdawg.
Griffdawg, we interrupted your Xfinity talk again. I apologize. Please continue.
No, it's fine. Kamikaze is more important anyway.
Of course.
So
we treat our guests with the most possible respect. I swear.
Oh yeah, of course. But no, just Reddick was a total surprise. And actually, low-key, I did creep and listen to your guys' conversation with David Land about the playoff format and talk about that later or not or whatever. But Tyler Reddick, out of nowhere, because again, he only won 2 races this year, Daytona and Homestead.
And Homestead.
First and the last.
So the Reddick Xfinity sandwich.
The Reddick Xfinity sandwich, love it. So yeah, and then Cup side, of course, I'm pretty sure everyone else is all thinking, "Oh, a big 3 driver is going to win," but Joey Logano was like, "Lol, nope, I'm going to take the victory." And of course, I saw everybody all yelling and saying "Oh, this is not a true champion." But honestly, my opinion simply is, he did what he needed to do to win the championship. He did what he needed to do. He played it smart, and I gotta give him credit to that.
Yep.
And everyone's all like hashtag not my champion, and it's it's not a democratic system.
Yeah. So Kamikaze's in the chat too.
Yeah. Rip my Twitter notifications.
Oh man.
But I guess just to quickly wrap my thoughts, I don't know. It's a good weekend. I was very surprised how little cautions there were, other than the stage breaks. Very clean, and especially how high Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson were, and how Kyle Larson, of course, brought out one of the cautions, but again, just everyone did their stuff, and I guess I don't know what to think about that. It's just not normal. I don't know. I'm just used to the mid 2014, 2015, where we had to have a caution with 10 laps to go. So we have to have that dramatic finish at the end. But NASCAR's changed in that way, for better or not. Who knows? And I really don't care, honestly.
He doesn't care.
I do not.
Doesn't even care.
Honestly, I've worked so much this year that I just it's they want me to react, and it's I can't. I really don't care. Good for Logano. He won the championship. Am I going to be mad? No.
Give us your most controversial opinion right here, right now, in front of 261 people.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. The fact that I'm here? No, besides that.
Let me guess. You're a Natalie Decker fan, aren't you? Oh, gosh.
I mean, she is in the A main of the Summer Showdown. No plug intended.
which podcast members will be on.
We'll have a cameo.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. And controversial? I don't know.
He doesn't
Okay. The playoffs are okay.
Oh no, that's a big.
Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen.
It was nice having you on tonight, man.
All right,
I'll sign myself out.
Can I hang up on him now? Is it okay?
Oh,
Yeah. Get out of here, man.
Well, he actually agrees with me. I wouldn't hang up on him.
How dare you say something so controversial yet so brave? How dare you?
No. Can
I just leave?
Okay, bye, Joseph. Nice knowing
All
you.
right, see you later.
Yeah, I'll hang up on you. Don't you worry. Oh shoot, I almost did. I'm sorry.
Now, oh, jeez. Okay, thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
I'm like, well, screw you guys, I guess.
I'm going home.
I'm going. Wait, you stop stealing my
Yeah.
jokes. Good joke.
Too bad
Good
I
job.
want your jokes. Anyway, so what my suggestion to fix the playoffs is have the main championship be like the points, like the good old days, even though they're not going to happen, but have a playoffs too, just in case the point standings get so like boring. And it's like, oh, we know that, like, let's just say Joey Logano has like a 250 point lead. Then it's like, oh, we can focus on this playoff championship, but it's not as focused as it is on the points championship.
I don't think that would work, but
Um,
that isn't. Now
Yeah,
that is
basically, they'll be just like, Logano, you have a 250 point lead, but we're going to take him away, okay?
Or
Make
you know
it
what?
like a 5-point
You know what?
lead.
Here's another suggestion. The drivers who make it to the final four and stuff, after the Phoenix race or the ISM race, I don't know. Maybe NASCAR can decide, like, hey, we know you guys made it, but kind of like how Eric Keplinger made the little cahoots. Just eliminate the top four drivers and just have the other guys just run for the title. I don't know. Since we're already doing random stuff, we might as well just, go crazy, go full insanity mode, I guess. Or here's the thing:
the Prince music. Let's go crazy.
Have 35 races, and then after race 36, whoever's 28th in the points, they win the title. So there you go. So 28 6 points.
NASCAR is crazy enough to play the playoffs, so
Yeah. So why not? Why not
I say the playoffs should start after the duels and should include as many people as entered and should go for 36 races.
Ooh, or NASCAR.
Nobody would have ever thought of this before.
Or NASCAR at the end of the season, they should have the random number generator pop up, and that number or generator or whatever pop up.
Geez, guys, okay.
I can't speak. Have that and just say like, okay. So number 16 came up. Whoever finishes 16th in the standings wins the title.
Oh, so we're gonna turn it into an IDK stream?
Yeah, just have to go full IDK stream. He does that.
They should just have 36 seasons every year. Each week, the winner is the champion of that season. There are 36 seasons a year. That's what they should do.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm sold. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
How about we shift gears a little bit? So somebody who didn't win the championship and wouldn't have won in a full season, by the way, so people need to stop saying he would have, is Kevin Harvick. So we could share screen again to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I better actually press
Do
share
you have
screen.
Kevin Harvick on speed dial? Is Kevin Harvick about to join the All-Stars?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Kevin Harvick would not join your on your channel, Eric. Maybe ours, but not yours.
No, yeah.
I
me and him are
saw
best.
two of me.
Me and him are best friends because me and him are best friends. The cringiest, worst car we could possibly see.
I want to see this in real life.
No, I don't.
I don't. I hope that the left front and the left rear and the right front and the back and the top, and I just hope it crashes like lap one, so I don't have to see that and finish. Can you imagine if that's a race win diecast for the Daytona 500? What a joke it would be.
Buy it.
Bye, Felicia.
Can we just talk about the work that went into designing this exact photo? Like, look, they had to like really like go in and that's some impressive like 3D modeling graphic work right there to get all those looking as legit.
I don't know if you guys saw, but so someone made that car on iRacing, and the guy that made the car got banned from creating paints.
Why did he get banned?
Because it's stupid.
I don't know, because iRacing didn't like it. I don't know.
It's stupid.
Well, yeah,
I say we should discriminate against stupidity. That's my thought.
Stupid, but I'm like, this guy thought, okay, it's gonna be cool to make this car on iRacing. People can drive it. And now iRacing's like, nope, I'm gonna ban from making paint schemes now.
Dude, if this is actually ran, like, just NASCAR should just shut down. I guess I'm just to the point where like NASCAR, it's like shut. Like if NASCAR is really going to allow this car to run in the Daytona 500, oh my, no.
I'd be shocked.
To me, this screams to me that some like 40-year-old out of touch person. It's like, oh, I know what they like. They stay woke. Oh, they have shade. YOLO, because that's had something.
It is Bush beer.
Fleek as fuck.
Bush
Hey,
beer is trying to appeal to like 50-year-olds, so I don't think they're trying to draw in a 20-year-old crowd. I think that's the joke, but it's still not a good joke. Nobody's laughing. Bush.
Yeah, this is like an Amy Schumer show when it comes to comedic effect. But it tries too hard and doesn't work no matter what.
Bush beer might actually succeed after this paint scheme at becoming the most disliked Bush in NASCAR, and I didn't think it was possible.
I got that.
So if we all sort of went on mute really quick, Danny. Well, I'll just let you know when he calls, but Danny might call really quick.
Oh,
Danny's gonna call.
I guess
Wow.
last thing I want to say about this car is that Kevin Harvick, he'll probably say like, "Yeah, I'm not driving this." Like,
Yeah, screw that.
No, the backup
I'll
car
retire.
will have the normal. The backup
quit.
car is going to have the normal paint scheme, and all of a sudden he's just going to randomly hook left and total it.
And he'll say bye, Felicia, in the process.
like almost like, oh, and then like in the interview, what happened, Harvick? Bye, Felicia. And they're like, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
He dabs on his way back into the hauler.
Actually, it is appealing to the mid 2010 fans because it has the old Sprint Cup logos on the sides too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
All right. So let's
Look
just
at
remember.
NASCAR trying to appeal to their fans for once.
Okay. So when we have Danny call in really quick, let's just remember also that he can't hear you guys. So
Okay.
Oh.
if he says something, don't be like, "Oh, hey, Danny, did you hear about this?" Because he wouldn't have even heard about the question you asked. All right, I'll let him know too. And then I'll probably have a screen share a little later. There's a picture on Reddit I saw that I think people would find really cool. Speaking of iRacing, though, Ray Alfala got his championship ring this weekend.
Yeah, it was a nice ring.
That is a nice ring, by the way. That's from racing too. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's hard, but it's still like a simulator. I mean, you get that good of a ring for winning a championship from that. And he also got like 10 grand, I think,
He
too.
did.
Yep.
He did.
Shout out to him, man.
God, I heard of him before I even had any interest in iRacing whatsoever. It's just
Speaking of leagues, the NASCAR YouTube Pro Series this Sunday.
Oh,
Cool.
that's awkward.
yeah.
Goals 1 and 2.
What? Oh, Danny's calling.
Watch me suck.
All right, I'm gonna put it on speaker. Hello.
Hey, it's me.
Hi, Danny. They can't hear. Or what? 1 second. You can't hear them because it'd be really awkward for me to hold it next to it. So they're staying quiet, and it's killing them.
Okay.
So did he sell any cars today?
Just wanted to let you all know that I'm now leaving work in Nashville, so I'll get there about 5 minutes to spare, probably.
It might go a little longer tonight.
Just in time for him to get
well,
his
then
picks
that's
for
even
the
better.
race.
Yeah. Eric's like just in time to get your picks for the race.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, I think Martin Truex Jr. is going to enjoy a nice nap on the couch this week.
He's the real winner.
Seems like he's gonna enjoy a good cry probably after losing the championship.
This is the best part of the show now. Danny B. calls.
Damn.
That should be a segment we have, a biannual segment for each
Danny?
week.
Mhm.
Danny B. calls.
2019.
Any input you want to put in really quick?
Yeah, if y'all didn't see the announcement I put up on Twitter in the community tab, I have now launched a second channel that I'll hopefully be getting some content on here before you know it. It's Danny B Games, so now for those who did enjoy some gaming content from me, you don't have to see it on my main channel. You can see it on Danny B Games now.
Are you turning right now?
Huh?
Are you turning right now?
I am waiting at a red light with my turn signal, yes.
Okay, I could tell.
Wait, hold up. This isn't related to Danny, but Raw Gator just said, Darian, take the hat off.
Take
It's
it
not
off.
a hat, you fool. It's not a hat, you fool. It's a do-rag.
I missed the first
Or
show.
like a don't rag.
We're still in about the first half. So yeah, just let us know when. Just send me a text or something when you're about ready to go on, so we can.
Come back.
All right, man.
All right, well, see
All right.
you all in a little while.
All right, later, man.
Never mind.
Danny B out.
Danny B cameo.
Danny be gone.
Danny B's the only one who does cameos in his own show, or like a show that he's a part of.
Yeah, I never.
I saw this. There's this video going around of Freddie Mercury drunk singing Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's like Freddie Mercury's the only singer who could do a cover of his own song. Danny is the only co-host who could do a cameo in his own show. He's the Freddie Mercury of our show.
So, Joseph.
Yeah.
So you want a little bit of, I think it's called irony. So you know how you retweeted that Michael Waltrip tweet that Eric had that screenshot of, or that picture of? So on my feed, the tweet above, like the next tweet afterward, is a Michael Waltrip tweet.
That's awesome.
That's great.
So
Eric
like,
Keplinger's like
Great timing, man.
yeah,
Keplinger
because
was
Michael Waltrip's all like, I'm going to bed, a thankful American. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. God bless America, with an American flag, checker flag, and a turkey. Yeah.
You know, okay, I want this to be, and maybe my co-host might disagree. I want this to be one of our goals next year, is that by the time we have the season finale for the podcast next year, we have Michael Waltrip following Eric Keplinger.
Yes.
No, I agree with that. Why would I disagree? Yes,
Because I'm not going to put someone else's words in their mouth.
Dude,
I know
I
for sure.
agree 100%. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Let's get him on. Get him on the podcast.
Michael Waltrip on the podcast. I'm fine with that.
Dude,
I don't know if
Waltrip,
Fox
please
Sports
come on, defend yourself.
contract is fine
if
with
he
that.
joins the podcast, I want in.
See, I'm pretty sure everyone does, though.
And we get everybody in.
I do have to tell him, like, hey, like, glad you're on, but you're aware that I've made bad seasons on you, like, twice. Like, 2 bad seasons.
Nice.
I wouldn't bring that up. Just kind of hope he doesn't find it. I don't think Michael Waltrip frequents YouTube.
Well,
I doubt it.
Well, we've discussed this before, because, like, Steve Park, he has a Twitter, but, like, and his DMs are open, but I'm like, I'm not going to send anything because I just uploaded a bus video on you. So I don't know if you would ever come.
Yeah, you got to wait about a year on that one. Wait for the relationship to heal a little bit. So see, I always make it odd. So another thing that I think we should talk about really quick, since it's a YouTube issue, is NASCAR's YouTube channel is drunk again.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that.
My gosh.
Dang,
Who runs
really
their
angry.
channel? No, it's annoying. Who runs their channel? Who the hell runs it? Some like intern who has no.
I'm doing my best, okay? It's a lot of channels to run, okay? I sometimes
His
I'm
name rhymes with Brian Rants.
Do you think Brian France has ever been on YouTube?
No,
Like, honestly.
No,
he might have stumbled there in a drunken state once, but that's about it.
he was there a couple months ago.
Oh my god.
Well,
No,
well, yeah, that's why he got pulled over. Oh, what's the problem, officer? I'm over here. Yeah, what's the problem? Nothing. Well, I saw you on your phone. I smell a few smells in here. Come on out. That's what he was doing. He was searching up the latest episode of our podcast.
What are kids again?
Yeah, that's why we should have had Kamikaze on tonight. Just have him do his Brian France impersonation. What's the problem, officer?
No, Brian France is probably like watching us and he's like, do you know who I am? Why are you talking bad about me like this? Like, do you know who I am?
I will call the president of the United States and have him shut all of this down.
Oh, please don't.
Oh god.
Sorry, Brian, that's too much for me. I had to deal with Stormy. No, but yeah, so NASCAR's YouTube channel is yikes. There's a reason I'm not subscribed to it anymore.
I still am because like I do occasionally download clips from there from time to time. For example, the Joey Logano Championship Seasons video, which you guys should go watch after the podcast if you haven't, by the way.
Shameless plug.
Thank you. Yeah, tonight's been all about shameless plugs. We had like 10 shameless plugs tonight, I think.
Yeah.
At what point did they become shameful? That was a long pause. Sorry about that.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Not good for young ears. How about that?
No, but I don't know. The NASCAR YouTube was posting stuff from like 2013. Like I woke up and I literally saw an upload with like Truex in his Napa suit. I'm like, what the hell? And then I see like Ryan Blaney's video, giving the kid the flag at Dover. I'm like, I've seen this twice. And then like them interviewing Ty Dillon, which the fact that anyone's even interviewing Ty Dillon for whatever reason still boggles my mind. But it's like why are you doing this? I am just 100% convinced now that NASCAR's YouTube channel is probably ran by a bunch of 50-year-olds who have no concept of the internet whatsoever.
Yeah.
So like the Bush beer guys.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
1 second. I gotta actually find this one. But there's another picture. So how about this? How about we talk about the people whose careers ended while I look up the next picture?
His career's ended.
Yeah, like Matt Kenseth, Jamie McMurray, and Elliott Sadler.
That's right. So Matt Kenseth likely ran his final race. Eric, he did say this was his final race pretty much, right?
Well, he's not planning on racing next year. I think he was offered the 6 car and said no, and basically said if he does run in any races next year, it'll be like as a substitute driver for Roush. So that's
a damn shame, because if he were driving that 6 car next year, I would easily put that in the playoffs. He would make the playoffs.
I thought he ran decently in the 6, man. It's a shame he's not.
He was extraordinary. Like he ran like really. It was just amazing. It was amazing.
Last 2 races were fun. And thanks, Beto. Shameless plug for the Beto in the chat. There you go. That's how you do
nice.
it.
Beto. Nice.
All right. I got the picture ready.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just share screen.
Should be broadcast on you.
All right. So, yeah, there you go. Check that out.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We haven't even mentioned Casey Kane. He's done.
Oh my gosh.
Casey Kane and Kyle.
Oh my
Larson.
gosh.
That was taken only 2 years ago.
Time flies.
Kidding. Kidding, obviously. But
that's funny.
Yeah. So there we go. Yeah. I just thought that was something interesting. It's on NASCAR Reddit. So I know sometimes we might make a few jokes at NASCAR Reddit's expense, but there's plenty of good stuff on there for everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm speaking for many NASCAR YouTubers, but I'll be a semi-ambassador.
Raw Gator also get his shout out. Found it on top of Darian's head. He's just shaming your do-rag, Darian.
Wait, what did he say?
Raw Gator, he says, here, I found it on top of Darian's head.
You know what? You know what? I'm just going to freaking just...
Hey! There's a stupid...
Disable.
Those aren't supposed to go on your head, Darian.
Yeah, this is where...
What is this? I haven't seen this Power Ranger. What is this?
Okay, I can't even see. That's it. I got it in my eyes. Okay.
That's Black Power Ranger right there.
What is this turning into?
I'll take it off. And, I'll probably take it off in a little bit anyways. My head's kind of itchy now, so that's what happens. So
just take it off now.
No, I have to have this on for a certain period of time. I'm trying to.
How long do you have to have it on?
I don't know. I usually when I get out of the shower, I at least like to have it on for about like an hour, almost 2 hours.
Yeah, we're at the hour and a half mark here, bud.
Yeah. I'll take it off, and you know what? Yeah, I'll just take it off. I'll take it off right now. Hold on, let me turn off.
While he's doing that, I know Eric's response is what his is going to be. But of these drivers, McMurray, Kenseth, Kane, and Sadler, who are you guys going to miss most?
You know what? I'm going to go with someone that you didn't say. Allmendinger, AJ.
Oh, yeah.
How could you?
You could throw Trevor Bain's name in there as well, probably.
Oh, yeah, the only cup driver I actually met. Yeah, I forgot about him, too.
Can I get an F for Griffdawg, please?
Respect, please.
It's okay. Matt Kenseth is the only cup driver I've ever met, so we're both leaving. They're both dying.
Oh, rip.
I got this red line around my head.
Oh, Darren, you're so cute.
That's sexy.
Wait, red lines.
Oh man,
that's the drawbacks to wearing this. But yeah. So oh, by the way, my name is Darian Hamilton now. By the way, so I'm Darian Hamilton.
Long lost brother to Lewis Hamilton. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like Bobby Hamilton, and it's like what? No, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Ron Gator's happy that you took off.
Anyways, I would say the driver I'm gonna miss the most, honestly. I guess the easiest one to say is Matt Kenseth, but like I'm low key gonna miss Allmendinger a little bit, and here's why. You know, usually when like open wheel drivers come into NASCAR, there's like no success. There's like little to no success. Allmendinger, how his career was so, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. He gets the ride with Red Bull Racing, and then he was just horrible that year. He was just so bad. And then they find some consistency. Then 2009, he goes over to drive for Richard Petty, and he races there for a little while. Then 2012, he finally gets his big break with Penske Racing. Then there was the huge misunderstanding. He accidentally took, I can't remember what was it, Adderall, something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was I don't know. It was just this like accident. I guess he accidentally took it. I guess I'm not sure, but then 2013, gets still rides with them in the Xfinity series and stuff, and he gets some wins there, and then races for Phoenix. But then 2014 was really, that was his peak year and stuff. Gets the ride with JTG, Daughtry Racing, wins at Watkins Glen, makes the playoffs and stuff. And what's kind of sad about that win is that it was completely overshadowed because the night before Kevin Ward was killed.
Yeah.
So it completely overshadowed that. I mean, otherwise, I don't know. I feel like that win's not talked about as much because of that. Like even during like the post-race coverage, they only talked about his win for about 10 or 15 minutes on SportsCenter before they talked about the most, the Kevin Ward situation that happened the night before. So other than that, after 2014, his career kind of went downhill and stuff. But, he was very successful in champ cars before he made the switch to NASCAR. And I'm going to be honest, not a lot of people can say that, hey, I was successful in both forms of racing. So that I'm kind of going to miss the most out of all the drivers.
Yeah, I'll miss them all a little bit. They've all had successes here and there. Obviously look at like Casey Kane, Kenseth, they've been the most successful. But I feel like this is the year, all these drivers leaving, they all kind of just have tragic ends to their careers. It just feels like the last few years it's just been sad.
Guys, hold on. I'm sorry, breaking news right now. This was just tweeted from Bob Pockris. This is his official Twitter. Oh, wait, hold up. Never mind.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God. Dude, no, what's his name? Caleb sent me some news, and it looked like it was Bob Pockris' Twitter and stuff. So I'm so easy to fall for this stuff. Caleb, he's freaking, oh my God, Caleb.
What was the fake news?
Well, the fake news tweeted me. He's like, oh, got him. Because it said Stuart Haas is expected to announce Greg Golding. I'm like, what?
No.
No, it was tweeted from Bob Pockris. I was like, wait, dude, I swear to God. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what?
To the pit of misery, dilly.
How would you ever?
I just saw the name Bob. I was like, oh my God. Like, what the hell is going on? I was like, dude, no freaking way. No freaking way. God damn. Okay. That was a good one on you, Caleb.
You're an idiot that you fell for that.
I'm stupid for that.
I can't believe you fell for that.
Caleb is kind of my news guy when it comes to that. So
Runnings racing.
Now you can't trust him.
Hold on.
That was a
Runnings
good
racing. Did you seriously expect I'd fall for that same trick a minute later?
Oh, did somebody go?
He sent it to me over DMs.
Oh God!
Literally like a minute after. Then Blue Jimmy 48 fan Darian, why are you so stubborn?
Oh,
Look it down in the chat. Earnhardt Jr. to the 41.
Really?
Come on, Darian.
Wait, no.
Really? Get it together, boy.
Well, when you think about it, the 41, no one's really announced it yet. So
right.
4 times 1 is 4, and then if you double that, it's 8.
Shut up.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like, I kind of believe that because I mean, when you think about it, Greg Golding, he's still very young. He's 23.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then like a second later, I remembered. Wait, he's already announced he's gonna drive full time for an Xfinity Series team. So I was like, oh, okay, never mind. So That was a good one. That was a good one. I like that.
That derailed the stream beautifully for about 3.5 minutes. That was amazing.
That was awesome.
Since we're not exactly in the topic of what's going
I
on
just
in
like,
NASCAR, let's
just
go.
like Darian's face, like, oh, never mind.
I was like,
Face
wait.
just lit up, man.
I probably should have turned my camera off before I saw that. I was like, wait. I was like, what? What the hell's going on? And then I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I was like, okay, false alarm. Go back to the stream.
All right.
Anyway,
Let's
so
calm down real bit.
I was just saying how it was all these drivers kind of have sad endings to their careers. Like McMurray won some big races, but I feel like he never lived up to his full potential. Allmendinger had that one win, and then it feels like every year since then he was just putting too much pressure on himself. Casey Kane, obviously the health stuff is really disappointing, but he got that big win last year that we'll always remember. Who else is leaving? Kenseth, I feel like went out. His is sad just because he got kicked out, but he's just a victim of the business the way it is.
As far as Casey Kane goes, I'm not. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like the Casey Kane, I'll always remember was from like the early 2000s, 2004, first year I watched NASCAR and stuff. Like 2004 to 2006, I was like, holy crap, this guy's gonna win a championship. You know, he's gonna win one and stuff before.
I got this sent. This isn't breaking news or anything. It's just a funny story. I got sent by DMs, and it's tweets from Dale Jr. talking. So there's a picture of Jeff Bodine in the 15 car. And so I'll just read it. He goes, "My grandfather built this car, but my dad didn't like Bodine back then. Tony Ray Jr. showed up at Dad's shop once with a 15 Bodine hat on, and Dad took it off his head and set it on fire." Then another one. "Later that same season, Tony Jr. showed up with a 15 Bodine RC car. I was watching Tony Jr. drive it in the parking lot of Dad's shop. Dad walked out, pulled out his pistol, and started shooting at the car. Tony Jr. drove it as fast as he could to get it straight out of range." The next one. "Dad pulled and fired his pistol one other time in a shopping mall parking lot, or at the shop parking lot. A group of us were building street stock race cars. One dude thought he'd built a Ford Thunderbird. Dad put a bullet through the quarter panel and through the fuel cell. No Fords allowed on Dad's land."
Oh wow!
Wow.
Oh man, what I would have given to have somebody filming that. That's awesome. Anyway, I just thought that'd be something fun to add that the people in the chat and everyone else at home would really like to hear the day before Thanksgiving. So be thankful that you weren't shot at for having a certain car.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Anyone? Wait, hold on. So, this is the All-Star stream. Do we have anyone else planned out for the part or
Eric Keplinger will be just the last 20-minute segment.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. What about Carnation? Isn't he supposed to be on tonight or no?
I didn't get back to him. Really quick, we probably should, since we did talk about it earlier, we probably should promote the Pro Series. So
yeah, that's right. Witness one epic battle beginning. Well, it kind of begins this Sunday, but the real one starts next Sunday for the championship. This weekend, the Silver Fox duels at Daytona, duels 1 and 2. Silver Fox, honestly, in honor of the late David Pearson now, God rest his soul. And the duels, for the first race, I can't remember who's racing in which race. All I know is that I'm racing in the second one. So, Jared, do you want to pull that up on the Pro Series Twitter?
Oh, yeah, I can. I was just looking on Twitter to see if one of the race names changed, because for Michigan, that one will be, it was originally the MDK Bates 400. It's actually the MDKBates.com 400.
And that's an actual fishing bait company. It's not MDK the YouTuber, by the way. Some people got confused with that. So
my friend Matt, he has a lure making company. And so he wanted to know how to get on. I said, just use $12 to sponsor it. And so we did that.
So guys in the chat, put in your predictions for this Sunday's dual races.
Before we give it, put anything on here, we should probably promote our hashtags too for the people that are on here. So you guys want to do that really quick? And then after you 3, I think there's,
I never even thought of mine, really. I just been saying Black Flags Nation. So hashtag Black Flags Nation, y'all.
Lombard Nation? I don't know.
I'm not in the series.
Wow.
What's yours, Eric?
I don't know, just EE
So,
Nathan.
dude, love you, man.
And then mine's hashtag Instigator Nation. So
God, how you spell that?
use that.
Let's go. That's a
All
good
right. Where is it on here? Oh, here it is.
Right
I don't know
on.
if I spelled that right, but there you go.
All right.
There you
Okay.
go.
So let me share it really quick.
Someone said hashtag Popeye.
Hashtag what?
I saw that.
Now they're just putting random stuff in the chat. Oh my god.
Okay. Anyway, so this is duel number 2.
Oh my God, I'm there.
So
wait,
if
hold on.
you're-
Where's number 1? Where's number
I
1?
don't know. I just clicked on the first one I could find. Anyway, anyway, if one of us is not in this right here and we're in the Pro Series, then we're in Duel 1. So I'm in Duel 1.
So am I.
So
So I
so Eric and Carnation. Well, Carnation's my official teammate. Eric is my teammate in spirit that race. So we'll be drafting with each other.
Sure. We'll be wrecking with each other more like.
Yeah.
Probably.
So
And
let's analyze this race. Obviously, Darian is going to win here, and let me tell you why. He is a top 3 talent, easily. Darian's a top 3 talent, no problem. Now, as far as some other scrubs, this Joseph guy, I don't know. I don't think Joseph has it. I'm going to be honest with you. He's kind of a bust from what I've seen in the other races and stuff as well.
Yikes.
And as far as Eric Estepp, he's not even in the race, but he's just a straight up bust to me. And I'm not even racing him. So
Big hair just holds the back. I get it, you know.
That Darian, man, he's just oh, who am I kidding? He's great. He's just such a great guy.
Don't lie. Don't lie to the
Gosh.
viewers.
Ouch.
Come on.
he's just such a great racer.
I just love him to death, man.
Eric Estepp, like no matter
He's just
what
a nice
you
guy,
say,
but he sucks.
no matter. Eric's so neutral. He's so nice and he's so neutral and stuff. And it's like you could literally just I don't know. I don't know if this will happen, but I could literally maybe just cuss Eric out and he'd be like, such a good guy.
NASCAR YouTube Pro Series is in the chat. So if you want to subscribe to see highlights and interviews and all of that, there you go. Right there. Click on that channel.
Subscribe to that channel.
Link is also should be in the description of this video that you are all hopefully
I'm
watching.
subscribed to it. Cool.
Yeah, we're closing in on 1,000.
1,000. Yeah, it's close to 1,000. I think last time I checked, it was at 8. What are you doing?
Rivals are already starting in the season as it started. That's awesome.
We gotta love the drama.
What'd
I
you,
love it, man.
What was that, Eric?
I have a flute.
Mr. Tumnus.
I have an old flute that I just found that I was playing with.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
You guys want to hear hot cross buns?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Someone
God
said a copyright
damn.
strike. that.
Nice.
Someone get this guy a record deal right here.
Channel gets taken down for copyright infringement. Darn.
Yeah.
Here, I got something fun for the chat. I see Blue Jimmy 848 fan is picking Eric. Put your picks in the chat.
My boy right there.
My boy Larson fan 8842. He did a whole prediction video on it, and he had me with only one win throughout the season. By the way, winning the title. That's a smart man right there. Or
Larson
Dropping
has a
the ball
bunch
then
of
if we're not
crap.
doing that. See, Balto
I'm sorry,
says
Larson. You're a great guy.
that the link doesn't exist in there in the chat.
Oh, that's
Nah,
right. The
or-
chat link is broken. My bad on that one. It changed.
Oh, just
I see a
Click
lot
on
of
the chat.
Winvow, Eric,
everyone's
Carnation,
going through it.
Carnation.
Lombard.
Any hashtag Instigator
Huh?
Nation for me?
I see, someone said
I
you.
saw a couple of those.
Someone said you, Joseph.
I see some Danny's.
I see some.
There's one for me.
If we go, we're going to the Roval. Yeah,
Wait, what? What about it? I didn't.
Danny at the Roval.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Not
rough.
Yeah, we're gonna lap him probably on the first lap.
See, as long as I don't catch him in any of the chicanes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Dude, someone said IDK because he is a tryhard.
He is.
See, I don't think, and maybe okay, this might be me talking a little trash. I know I'm not gonna win it, but I know for a fact IDK isn't either.
What, is this like a Martin
Because
Truex
we're gonna wreck him,
ultimatum? Like,
No, I'm not gonna wreck him. It's just
I'll wreck him.
the preseason proved more than anything that even in races where I was one of the closer ones in talent to him, he still would manage to blow it.
in
So it's
the
kind of like
world.
Junior.
No, he's gonna be like a Martin Truex Jr. 2014, where he just blows it at the end of like each of these races, or 15, I should say.
15, yeah.
And 16.
Hey,
So-
I am shocked. No, I have not seen a single Dale Reynolds. I have not seen a single.
Yeah,
Dale
the
Reynolds.
D-Ray is actually my
Yeah,
pick to win it.
where's Dale Reynolds in this? Come on.
He's a good. I
That
mean,
means he's trash.
he's a freaking
I'm just kidding. No, he's
guy's a sim racer. So like,
Yeah.
he's good.
Well, let's put it like this.
Yeah,
He-
just
he
sim
and
racer.
IDK
Heat 3.
He and IDK tied for most wins in the preseason, but IDK ran every race, whereas D-Ray ran like 8.
I think I was like 3rd in like the unofficial preseason standings, and I missed like.
I got those somewhere. I think I threw them over here. I'll go check real quick, but I think I have the preseason standings. I got a top 10 finish.
Yeah, you did get a top 10 finish. So yeah.
Got to pat myself on the back for that. It's somewhere in here. I have like this.
Someone asked, "Is Ed Sound going to be in the Pro Series?" Yes, he is there full time.
Yeah.
We got what 22 full-time drivers.
Ooh. Yep.
And that's on top of anyone else who wants like different NASCAR YouTubers that may come in as part-timers too. So it's gonna be packed.
David
All
Land in the chat. David Land was on for the first hour, so when this you can go back and watch. We had a good talk with him. Right now,
Yeah, if you really don't care about me, then go watch David Land again.
Okay, so I'm looking at it. The point standings. Granted,
Yes, I'm a full timer.
IDK started all 15 races, so it's a little skewed. But he won the preseason championship, right? Darian finished 2nd.
Who cares?
D-Ray finished 3rd.
Who cares?
Roger finished 4th, and Eric finished 5th.
I finished 5th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 points.
1 or 2.
I only ran like half the races.
Yeah, you ran 7 races. Everyone else ran 10 or more above you.
Yeah.
And how am I not the favorite?
Let's hear this. Let's hear this. So this will show how terrible bad I am. Eric finished 1 point ahead of me with 3 more races.
Sorry. Yo, let me tell you guys something, man. Jarrett, like, he played this game for the first time when we were doing the Pro Series, preseason races, and he says it is by far the worst NASCAR game he has ever played in his life.
Way to hype
Yeah,
up the
I
series.
skipped the other 2 heat games.
Yeah, he didn't play Heat Evolution, so, but like, yeah.
But yeah, I was like, is this seriously?
Evolution was horrible.
I was like, is this seriously the bar we're setting right now? Like,
Much.
this is the bar?
Yes.
It's not, well, now look, I will give them.
Did you bury the bar?
I'll give them props, man. Like compared to the first 2, like this is they're in the right direction, I think. New 10-year deal with what was it, Motorsports Incorporated, something like that, to like to continue making the game and making it better. So
Right.
Gaming Dude says play The Walking Dead. If you mean the Telltale Walking Dead, I've played all of them multiple times, and I think a playthrough on my channel would be redundant. So
really
anyway.
quick, someone people in the chat are saying Bubba just trashed NASCAR on Fox. By the way, I'm about to look this up. He just tweeted.
Not hard to do.
More fake news.
Bubba tweeted turned off radioactive halfway through this week. What the hell was that? NASCAR on Fox.
Oh yeah.
That's why I love him, man. I love Bubba.
See, that's one thing I really do like about some of these younger drivers coming up. And it's something that, even guys like Jeff Gordon or Dale Jr., it's something that they didn't do as much in their career as they will call NASCAR out. I like that. I like that a lot about these guys.
I like
It's
that
something
some of
that-
them do it.
It's-
And more of them should.
Yes, more of them should, but
Like-
it's something that's been missing since like the 90s or so.
Funny
Yeah.
story. I was when I was at the race at Texas a couple weeks ago. They had like a bunch of drivers come by before the drivers meeting, and William Byron walked right by, and like stopped in front of a couple people right in front of me. Like he was like 5 feet away from me for a few minutes, like for like 30 seconds. William Byron sitting right there, and it wasn't until he was like starting to walk away that I was like, "Wait, I think that was William Byron. He just looked like another guy." These young drivers are like not. They need to stand out. Like they need to look derpy like Alex Bowman, so I know who they are when they're walking.
Well, the thing is
William
like
Byron looked like I didn't know who. I was like, oh, that's William Byron.
William Byron just looks like any other guy our age we'd see. Whereas like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think all of us out of a crowd, you can pick out Bubba, you can pick out Blaney. Are there really any other drivers though that are distinctly like them. I mean, yeah, there's guys that have been like here for a while, but yeah, the younger drivers, while a lot of them do make their opinions known, they definitely need to find ways to stand out better.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I keep saying, like, yeah, Chase Elliott's the most popular driver because of the last name. But like when you really look at it, he doesn't really like say anything very outlandish. He's very humble.
Yeah.
He's very content with himself and all that. But you know, Bubba, that's someone who's, I don't know. He's on Twitch. He streams on Twitch all the time, and he's probably going to do more of that during the off season. And like, I don't know. He's just seems like a cool guy to hang out with too, him and Blaney. So
Yeah.
let's just say if Chase Elliott like didn't race or something like that, Bubba probably would easily win most popular driver, in my opinion, I think.
Well, and I gotta say with like Chase Elliott, it's like the thing that his biggest problem is something that he has no control over, is that he's gonna have this pressure because he's Bill Elliott's son, similar to Dale Jr. I think the big difference is I think Dale Jr. had a lot more charisma to him, especially when he get like really animated and stuff. Like you don't really see Chase Elliott get animated to the media, and I think the later you get into his career, I think the more you will. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think he's just going to stay there and be really sponsor friendly all his career. But
hey, gaming dude says tell Drain to take the stupid thing off.
It's been off for 15 minutes.
He's probably really behind, but he said Drain.
Nice.
Really quick. Okay, so we talked about the drivers are trying. Also, there's been some changes to the modified schedule. They're not going to be going to Bristol anymore. They're going to Wall Stadium and South Boston. I didn't want to bring up South Boston with David Land on because that would bring up a whole new host of memes and jokes. And we would never end that conversation. But what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, no one really goes, it seems, to the modified races anyway. So
unless it's at New Hampshire.
Yeah, unless it's at like somewhere big like New Hampshire. But as far as Bristol goes, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. And I
mostly in the southeast anyway.
Northeast more, I think.
And Jarrett was saying before the podcast, like it makes sense because it's really hard to like travel there or something like that.
A lot of these guys that work in the modified series and on teams have other jobs that they do like 9 to 5 too. You know, it's sort of, in a way, it's sort of going back to the way racing used to be in like the 40s and 50s in NASCAR, where you'd work your job throughout the week, but then you'd be working on the race car when you weren't at that job. So
running the race
is a lot harder.
He's asking, when are they going to Dodge Raceway Stadium?
I hope so, man. That's a
Where is
track.
Dodge Raceway Stadium located anyways? Like in the game, isn't it where like
Florida, I believe.
Orlando?
Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, if we're gonna talk about the Pro Series, can I just read off who all is going to be in it? It's a NASCAR Heat 3 league for people asking what it was. If you're still interested, after our little bit of memeing on it, I can read off the people who are in it if you guys are cool with that.
Wait, you're going to read off the guys who are racing in the league? No way.
Yeah.
No way. You're going to read off
This is okay. So you guys cool with it?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this is from the Pro Series website. So again, if people have changed, and Rusty, no, it's not the last podcast of the year. Next week will be. So this is, again, the website might not have changed it, so there might be some differences. But so the YouTube Pro Series is the league with all your favorite YouTubers: Black Flags Matter, Eric Estepp, N2SC4R, IDK Player, Cody H Gaming, Rusty Walrus, Caleb Hoffman, Raw Gator, Michael Marutz, Danny B Talks, Jarrett Lundberg, Kamikaze Games, Brendan Little Gaming, Seed Games, JC1424, WinVow, NASCAR Fan 4888 JJ, Ed Sound, What Incarnation, What If Racing, Sloppy Joe, and Dale Reynolds. So
right on.
So pretty good lineup.
A lot of big YouTubers. Matt's asking Darian, who's in the 51 or who's the number 51? There is no number 51 in the Cup Series, I believe. So I don't think anyone's that. But
NASCAR Heat 3 is Harrison Rhodes.
Oh, even Noah Gregson called out. Even Noah Gregson called out the radioactive.
Yeah, I retweeted that.
I must have been.
I thought it was horrible this week.
I don't watch it anymore.
I don't.
Ever since Steve Burns died, I couldn't watch that show.
Really?
I don't really watch Race Hub or NASCAR America.
I watch Out of the Groove. I'll be honest. I watch Real Radman. I watch, maybe for comedic effect, more Kamikaze and then also David Land. You know, I watch people on YouTube more for my news because you guys get to the point.
Yeah.
Oh, and somebody's getting on now in the next minute or so is some Danny B Talks guy.
Danny B. Danny B.
Time for outros. I like Danny's.
Who, by the way, Danny B. Eric Keplinger did a vote and for like the biggest meme, and Danny B. whatever won, because when you really think about it, like you can really put
Danny.
That's
Danny B. What's up? How's it going?
Hey.
How's the work life, Danny?
It's going, and I'm glad I didn't wear my Monster Energy Cup Series hoodie because then me and Joseph would be matching.
Oh, that'd be adorable.
I can make that change though.
Please change for us on stream. I would that please. 230 people watching.
No.
Please.
Eric had his Dollar General shirt, not shirt, jacket on earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Nice.
we kind of had a conversation before that because he was like, because I was like, yeah, like I can imagine people who don't watch NASCAR and there's Kenza. I can imagine people who don't watch NASCAR will see you in that jacket and they'll be like, wait, why is he wearing a Dollar General jacket? That's weird.
Oh, like, listen to this. One time I was actually at Dollar General, no less, and I was wearing a Nationwide Dale Jr. hat, and the guy at the register asked me, "Do you work for Nationwide?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, it's a little more odd when you're a 15-year-old going to a Catholic school on the day you're not in uniform and you have a Budweiser hat on. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Get that hat off. Yes, sir. Turns the corner, puts it back on.
Praise Dale.
Praise Dale.
I remember when I was in first grade. I was at the I think it was Walmart, and back then this is when like NASCAR diecast had like 5 or 4 different companies making like different diecasts. I remember getting my first Dale Jr. Budweiser one because back then most of the junior ones were like they didn't have like the Budweiser
Motorsports logo or DEI.
It was like Junior Motorsports or DEI, and I thought I was pretty badass that day. I was like, yes, I'm getting a Budweiser one. I finally get the Budweiser diecast and stuff. So
Hearing you talking about that, I've actually been thinking about making a video or two about some of the old forgotten companies that used to make diecasts, like Winter Circle and Racing Champions. But Racing Champions has actually been making a little bit of a comeback, actually.
Hey, so speaking of diecast, can I tell you guys a really quick story about one? So this was like 2005. I was in 2nd grade. I had this was my first year ever playing football. I was playing Little League at the time, and I think it was like NYFL. I think that's what the league was called. And I had a really bad game, and my mom was like, "All right, like if you get like for in the next game, the next week, for every number of tackles you get, I'll buy you a diecast." I was so hyped that weekend and stuff. I think I had about like 8 or 9 tackles that game, and got 8 or 9 diecasts. And like me being like in the 2nd grade, I was like, "Holy crap! Like this is amazing and stuff." I don't know. This is always a funny story. Good memory I always have.
Nice.
All right, I got a diecast story. So, 1998. So way back. How many guys were alive in 1998? Just out of curiosity.
Me.
I was alive.
Yep.
I was 1.
Okay. I was what? 4? Yeah. Oh yeah, Joseph, you're like a month older than me, which is crazy.
93, man.
Yep, 93. You're like August, right? An August
Yeah.
baby? Yeah, September. Crazy stuff. Anyway, so Christmas of 98, in my stocking, I got a Racing Champion Michael Waltrip 1998 car. And this is caught on my videotape. And it caught me saying, I already have this car. And I just look at it now, and it's like, you spoiled brat. So many people don't have a Michael Waltrip diecast, and you have 2 of them? Jeez.
Yeah.
Put it away, for Pete's sake.
I know a guy named Eric. He follows us a lot on Twitter. Keplinger. He'd be happy to have more than one.
Yeah, he's actually about to jump on really quick.
Oh boy. He can then tell us his love for Michael Waltrip.
I'm sure he will.
The Michael Waltrip fanatic of the entire NASCAR YouTube community. I've never seen a bigger Michael Waltrip fan in my life ever.
No.
Like he takes it to a whole nother level here.
I didn't know Michael Waltrip had fans like that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I thought 99% of his fans didn't exist, but
So
apparently,
I know they did a thing about like he was visiting with them today, but when is did they already do, or when is the driver swap with Jimmy Johnson and Fernando Alonso?
that is this weekend, actually, I believe.
Yeah, this weekend.
Yeah.
So that we can talk about that in the finale next week. I'm looking forward to that, to be honest. I'd love to see how Johnson can handle one of those cars.
Hell, he might just say screw it. I'm going to drive F1 next season. You
Yeah.
And then Alonso will drive the 48 car, right?
Yeah. Hey, you never know, I guess.
You watch.
So I don't know if y'all had seen something on Twitter, but apparently Bob Pockris said that Gray Galding is expected to be a 41 driver. And you all know exactly how I must feel about that.
Yeah.
Good one.
What a great story,
Yeah, what a great story, man.
It almost seems unbelievable.
Hey, no.
I just love Darian's face. That's all.
I was like, oh, wait.
Tell me if you get this reference. What a funny story, Mark.
Yep, I got it.
I don't.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I don't get it.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. See, that'd be Adrian Peterson nowadays.
What's
What's
that one movie called? What is it called?
The Room.
Yes. That's right.
I did not hit her. I did not.
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
All I can just say on that 41 situation, if that happens, is I think Cole Custer. No, I'm not gonna go kamikaze style on this, but I think Cole Custer would have been a better choice. Daniel Suarez would have definitely been a better choice. But all I can say is,
hold on, Danny. I gotta make sure you know. You do know that tweet is fake, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't know that.
Okay, well, that's what we want to make sure, because we Darian earlier saw the same tweet. Somebody said
I didn't say it though. I saw it and I reacted. I was like,
he believed it
for like a second.
He derailed the entire conversation because he thought he had the biggest news story of 2018.
Keep this in mind. This is me leaving work, trying to pass time walking to my truck. I check Twitter, and that's the first thing I see, and I don't know what to think.
Oh, you'd like this, Danny, though. We talked about it earlier, but Alex Bowman responded to Kamikaze when he said he had the biggest derp face or whatever it was.
Well, he's never responded to me. That's odd.
Well, what you got to do is you got to call him out and tag him.
Yeah, you just got to call him an idiot. Just insult him.
Alex Bowman, why am I wasting all my money on your stuff? You're just pointing me. I don't know.
Honestly, though, he'll react to that maybe.
So Mr. Keplinger, if you want to get Michael Waltrip's attention, you have a blueprint from Kamikaze.
Yes, thank you.
Good to have you on, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, to tell people who you are at least.
So
give them a reason.
The only Michael Waltrip fan in NASCAR, so I'm the biggest, obviously, because I'm the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you were the one who designed the logo for my channel, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Ooh. So all of it's thanks to him, and I will give him royalty money whenever I sell shirts with that logo.
Just call him Eric K Designs.
Danny B Design.
New channel name.
I also designed a new paint scheme that Kevin Harvick will run in 2019 on Twitter. I tagged Darian and Iceberg in it.
Oh yeah, 1 second.
You do Photoshop 24/7, don't you?
Yeah.
Darian, you want to share screen that one, because I like this one so much better than the actual one.
Share screen. Which one?
The one that we were tagged in by Keplinger about 24 minutes ago.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up my notifications. Let me see.
I love all the different references.
I'm just curious, for panel who's always been here, have we ever had 7 people in the stream since that fan stream we did months ago?
It's been a while.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think we have.
All right, I'm about to share a screen. Oh my gosh, this is funny.
Hey. Here, click the picture.
Oh, jeez.
Ready? See if we can make the picture a little larger. There we are.
Danny, big sponsor.
Yes.
Davies. Let's see all the different ones. There's my swear jar. Baseball races.
Born John Deere.
And Waltrip's name is on it. What? I can't. What's up?
Wait, hold on. Waltrip's name and then Brian France's name is on the side door.
It's a tribute,
Yeah.
right?
In the back.
I need that framed, please.
Baseball races.
Can that be the car to be driven?
The board.
Exactly.
It's the board. Yeah.
I think we should present our case.
The Bob Ross spaceship.
It's either going to be that or just like a
looks like
car.
Eric.
See, Bushbeard, this is the very lit car that Molinos has been wanting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it actually has like actual funny references in there, while the other
Yeah.
one is cringy.
Yeah, you just gotta. It's like, well, we don't get it. Watch the podcast.
Watch the podcast.
Exactly. Gonna gain a bunch of viewers.
I know we have one more podcast next week, the finale, but I can't wait for all the brand new juicy memes that 2019 has to offer.
Oh, yes.
My favorite thing about this picture is the Brian France name above the door.
Yes.
I like this one much better than the real one. We seriously need to present our case. I'm gonna retweet this.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's either going to be this or just a card is full of Michael Waltrip's face.
That could also work.
Or just like have one where like that one Penske one where it's all the different pictures on Joey Logano's car of like the 10,000 Penske moments. Have it like 10,000 Michael Waltrip interviews after he crashes.
I mean, Michael Waltrip's final race car was like that. He had a bunch of pictures on his car.
Shoot, we're all talking about this photo, and we should be talking about the epic green screen Photoshop of Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
I have a special meme coming out tomorrow about Thanksgiving. Think you guys like it?
Oh, I know which one it is.
Hey, hold up. Is it the one? Is it what I think it is?
Oh no, it's a new one I made. It's just an image on Twitter. That's it. It's not like a video or anything.
I thought you were gonna make one about a certain meme we had for giving.
Well, I'm gonna tweet it. I'm gonna tweet that out actually tomorrow. So it's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Wait, hold up. Let me share screen again. I just got another funny one here. If you want to present me, look at that.
Oh my.
And then
that's great.
Really though.
And he tagged Lewis Hamilton. I wonder if Lewis will actually be like
Like, who the heck is this guy?
Who is this guy?
The Racers TV. Yes, it is a grade A under A one. There also is a specific pin, so I don't know if you're able to see it from here or not. But if you can tell me what show it's from, that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
I just
Are you able to
retweeted.
see it or no?
I just retweeted that car to Bush Beer and said this is the very lit car that Millennials actually want.
So I just Caleb just sent me this basically the slot, and it's true. And
Yes.
oh my god.
And you see Eric just on the bottom right, and then Black.
Yeah.
And I like mine too. I look so focused on it right there. Like I'm looking at the screen like, what the hell?
That's
So-
just me every day, bro.
There you go, Tyler Johnson. He got it right. This is Mr. Meeseeks from Rick and Morty.
Look at me.
Our boy Caleb, he sent me this, and he's like, when you think about it, Fernando Alonso will be the last driver to ever drive the Lowe's 48.
Whoa.
Stop it.
Whoa!
I have to admit, I was that got wow.
Wow!
What if it just shows up with Ally on it?
Oh, what if that's how they premiere the new paint scheme?
Oh,
Lewis Hamilton.
That would be pretty cool.
Well, then Alonso will be the first one to drive it. Oh, got him again.
Nah, I think it's still gonna be the Lowe's car.
But
Yeah.
that's still pretty cool. You got to be an all-time great to drive the 48 Lowe's car.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric Keplinger, really quick. I don't know if you were watching at this point earlier, but one of our goals for the podcast in 2019
Yes.
is to get Michael Waltrip to follow you on Twitter.
Yes. I just want him to be friends with him, like just every day say hi to each other, like in the DMs or something. I'm thinking about sending like a letter to him actually, because he has like a PO box.
He'll just sit there. They'll make like a gif of me doing this. Just be like, "Morning, Michael."
Oh gosh,
man.
we have a lot of laughs on here.
Yes.
Oh, we do. And 19 is going to be even better.
Yes, it is.
Let me
Don't
know
know
in the
how
chat.
yet. But
Let me know in the chat. Did you all have fun tonight?
No, they had no.
No,
They
they're
had no fun.
they
Of course.
had horrible
You're
time.
not. I mean, if you did have fun, then
Well,
we're doing something wrong.
Terrible.
we had fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's true.
On a
Even if they
scale
don't like it, oh well.
in the chat, give me on a scale of 1 to 10 how much fun you had. With 10 being, oh my gosh, it was a blast, and then 1 being, gosh, I hope Michael Waltrip kills me in my sleep.
Just oh, we see 10. Well, from
Oh.
Eric, but he doesn't count because he's on here. So.
Whoa,
Negative 10.
wow, it's
Negative
going fast.
10. Yeah, see?
0.1, 11,
9,
9.9, 420,
Negative
6.9.
20, negative 100. Ouch.
It's because of me, probably, but okay.
Yeah, you suck. Get out of here.
All right. Brutal. 48
I want the
out of
chat
10.
to actually roast me right now.
Chat, let's have a
No,
roast.
it's
just too nice.
Just go in.
Yeah,
Just
end
go
of the
in.
season roast. I want to see the best roast the chat can do
Everyone
for any
do
of
your
us.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
true. I'm now thinking about that.
Dig up stuff from like 10 years ago. Hit us where it hurts, please.
They're gonna.
I'm a loser. Yep, I agree.
I mean, if we really want to go in, we could ask how the Lombard car ran this year.
Austin Blanset. I like that. Oh my gosh, existence is pain to Mr. Meeseeks.
Oh, I'll see the back bumper a lot.
Hey, yeah,
Have
an
a
easy way to roast
horrible
Joseph is just look at the average finish from the Joseph Lombard car this year, and we'll have to. I'll just put that. I'll look that up right now, actually.
Is it? If you want, the
I'll look up the average finish from the Joseph Lombard car, or from the
in the Pro Series.
car.
Oh, what?
Let's see.
Wait, in the pros? I mean, how many did I run? I mean, I didn't
No,
really run a lot.
your Xfinity Series car.
Yeah, your Xfinity car. I'll just look up the average finish for that, and we'll make fun of it.
I mean,
Oh.
he's a 3 or 4 star team, guys.
No, 3 to 4 star. I don't know how many.
You take pride in what you sponsor, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a 3 to 4. That was a funny joke. That was a funny joke there, buddy.
That's
Gotta do it.
still, dude. In serious though, that's still freaking cool. That's the coolest thing anyone ever in this community has ever done. So.
Yeah, we'll be back next year, though. Sometime in the next few weeks, I'll be able to let people know what races we're doing too.
Sweet.
So, guess we're switching up. I will give one hint though. We're doing the whole West Coast swing.
Oh,
Ooh.
so I get to see the car in Vegas. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You know,
the West Coast swing is in talks. Well, I'm gonna try to do Bristol next August.
I was
We're
about to
gonna
say, because we're all trying to be there, that would make a good touch for it.
Yeah, we're trying to get that, but we'll see. I'll be able to say something in the next few weeks. So,
All right, I'm about to calculate the average finish. So give me.
you're actually doing that, huh?
You know, you're running the numbers here, and it looks like.
Maybe
Well,
while he's doing that, we can do a little outros or so.
Yeah, I was gonna say while you're doing that, I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart Joseph for coming on the show. We always love
Thanks.
having.
I appreciate
interesting
that.
for
You love me, care for me before I get roasted. I'm already getting roasted enough in the chat, even though I asked. I asked for it.
You asked for it, so.
I did.
Well,
I had-
and
No,
thank
but I
you to-
appreciate you guys do a very good job on the podcast. I don't watch. I haven't had time to watch all of them and stuff, but the times I do watch them, they're really good. I appreciate.
Oh,
you guys.
okay. So I was able to add.
Time for having me on. Can you not interrupt me, please? So, I don't want to join the podcast. No, but you guys, great podcast as always. I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm excited for next year too.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know. And it's like, okay, it's this much. No, it's not 5. It's not this. I think it's a 22.5. So it's not bad.
It's actually a little bit better than I thought. I'm being honest.
I'm gonna show this.
I sure do hope the Carnation clipped that right there.
That's like the
that would be.
catchphrase of this podcast.
What are you interrupting me?
Speaking of our boy Watton 1000, here's a Pepsi for you.
Oh gosh.
I'm only like 800 more subs than 1,000.
Hey, I'm sorry, Snap. Man, you're a great guy. I love you. Okay.
No, I actually interrupt everyone all the time, and like nobody gets at me.
No, but still, I mean, I went on full snapping mode. And,
Will you stop interrupting me, please?
yeah, stop interrupting me.
Well, there's 7 people in here, so it's kind of hard to not do that. So
Well, I want to thank our other guests as well, Griffdawg for being on. Appreciate that. Eric Keplinger for stopping by for the end here.
Thank you.
Thanks to everyone in the chat for watching. We can all do outros. I'll let you guys. I'll start with the normal group. We'll let Iceberg start it out.
All right. Yeah. I'm the Iceberg. Thanks for everyone for watching. What episode is this? This is what?
70.
40 something?
And thank you, Blue
I
Jimmy
got it right
48
here.
Man for the 2. He said he wishes us a happy Thanksgiving. Great podcast. Love you all. We love you too, Blue Jimmy 48 Man.
Yes.
Thank you for watching.
This
Love you,
is
man.
podcast 41. So next week, 42 will be the season finale. And
Confirmed,
maybe
recalling to the 41.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, it's perfect. That's perfect.
I'll tell you what. I'll put this in our podcast chat, and then we can share screen it because it's on my phone right now. But I'll show you guys the thumbnail for next week's episode. So
Alright.
let me just and subscribe
do
to all
that
these
really
guys
quick,
and me if you
if you
want.
don't mind.
Again, I'm
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Joseph, where is this coming from, my guy?
Well, he does sponsor a car, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sponsors this podcast now as well. Well, thank you.
NASCAR Weekly Podcast presented by Joseph Lombard.
This is fun.
Yeah, right. I don't want to be presented.
We'll let you
All
hear, Joseph. We'll let you. You can manage outros the rest of the way. You can control the podcast. You can sign us. Tell everyone who's next.
who's next?
I love all you guys. I love the chat. You guys mean a lot to me. Some of you do.
You know what? Just
Except for
whoever
the ones
did
that did roast me, and that hurts a little bit, but I'll allow it anyways because it's true. I'm a loser. Anyways, guys, like I said, you guys do a very good job. I'm just gonna go with the first guy that I see in screen. Danny, you start off.
All right.
do that thing really quick, Danny. Show them the thing for next week.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sharing screen now. We good?
Oh, I want to see.
Oh no.
I'd be a little worried.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's
There we
nice.
go. That'll be the.
That's cool.
That'll be
Worst
Michael
thumbnail
Walker.
ever.
I'll put Michael right in the little corner there next to
No.
Eric.
No, better yet, just put a big 55 next to the championship 4.
Yeah.
15.
But, yeah. So look out for that next week when you're watching. And that reminds me. Okay, we can stop sharing now. That reminds me. I do got to put this podcast in the playlist with the rest of them. So there we go.
So,
All right, carry on, Danny.
Okay. One night and one more time. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great.
Oh no.
my headphones are jacking up. Something's going wrong.
That's a bunch of excuses.
Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories.
I should just leave.
Danny V sings.
What's
Ugh.
going on? The last episode. We still have one more episode.
But just saying it because I don't know what my time will be allowed next week. Obviously, with the way my work stuff goes. So, in case I'm not even able to come on next week, it's been a fantastic first year, and I'm looking forward to everything next year. Folks, subscribe to Danny B Talks. I put a video up on Tuesday remembering the legacy of David Pearson. I feel like a lot of people might have missed that one. I don't think that the YouTube notifications really went out on that one because I haven't really noticed. It seems like it's been different. So go check it out if you haven't had a chance to see it. And if you didn't hear me when I called into Jarrett, I do now have a gaming channel, Danny B Games. I'm going to try to start working on getting some content over there. So now you can watch me 2 ways. This is Danny B Talks. I hope you have a good day and a happy Thanksgiving. Bye, guys.
Jared
Danny B.
Edwards
out.
says Danny B. ear bleeding.
Gosh.
All right, I'll go next. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching another NASCAR Weekly podcast. The season 1 finale is next week. Make sure to go subscribe over to my channel, Black Flags Matter, and also my second channel, Black Flags Matter Gaming. Last time I checked, Black Flags Matter Gaming is almost at 700 subs, so it's pretty cool. And if you haven't seen my new upload, Joey Logano, or not Joey Logano. Championship Seasons, Joey Logano 2018, that is up as well. And I hope everyone has
hot in here.
What?
Excuse me, Joseph.
Okay. I hope.
What?
Oh.
What? It got warm in here. I had to take it off, man.
I've never seen Danny laugh this hard in my life.
Danny, put yours on now. Danny, put
Danny,
yours
be
on.
okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he can put his on now.
Well,
right,
Danny
so,
B. leave.
No, in all seriousness, it got hot in here. My God.
All right. So, anyways, I also want to wish everyone a happy Dexgiving dinner as well tomorrow. Enjoy that. And thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.
Oh my gosh.
Danny B's
Happy
rest.
Thanksgiving, everybody. Love to eat turkey. 'Cause it's good.
We'll let our guests sign next. We'll start with you, Griffdawg. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Apologies for being quiet. That's just my personality. I just kind of sit in the back and let all the talkers do the talking. I used to have a thing on my channel called Griff Talks. That's no longer the case because I realized that talk is cheap and actions speak louder than words. But besides that, appreciate you guys listening to Eric and Darian and Danny and all these fine gentlemen.
Yes.
I'm not the best at talking, but I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support. Thanks for 4K, by the way. I definitely appreciate that. I felt like I earned that, but others can debate that, but we're going to have that talk later. And the Summer Showdown, which is now the Fall Showdown, which will eventually become the Winter Showdown, will eventually be released. And 4 of, or 5, counting myself, of the 7 people are going to be in it. So, it is going to be a premiere as well. It'll be my first premiere on my YouTube channel. So, of course, follow me on Griffdawg on Twitter, Instagram, the whole 9 yards, and eventually it'll come out. So, thanks, guys.
Thank you. We'll let Joseph go next. Joseph, you already kind of said something, but we'll let you shout your stuff out.
I don't know. I'm still trying to take a breath. I got warm in this, but well, first off, someone said I should take all of my clothes off. So no, I'm just,
No.
Whoa.
that's how this channel gets shut down too.
Yeah.
Was that your plan all, was that your plan all along to shut down?
Okay, so okay, so I want to thank all you guys for watching tonight. It's always a fun podcast. I appreciate tuning in only a couple of times this season, but hopefully be back on for more next season. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Support the NASCAR Weekly Podcast and the YouTube Pro Series coming up. And, of course, subscribe if you want. You don't have to. I don't know why you would. But subscribe to me anyways, into SC4R. Check me out. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that cool stuff, but especially YouTube. So thank you guys for watching.
Actually, Joseph, one thing I want to mention to you. So no, I mean, not to give you more praise, but last May, I made my first trip down to North Carolina. Your vlogs to Charlotte, North Carolina, actually helped me get an idea of the area, so I was able to drive down there like better. So
I don't know
Joseph,
how my
for the
videos
vlog.
can help or inspire anybody. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. No,
Cool.
like it helped me get there. I didn't wreck because of you. So thank you, Joseph, for being the awesome guy you are.
Oh, I'm about to tear up.
Everyone just start crying.
This is easily the record on the podcast for the longest outros of all time.
Yes, 7. We'll let the other Eric who infiltrated the Eric Stronghold do his outro now.
Yes. I'm Eric Keplinger. That's how you pronounce it. Thanks for letting me have my 5 minutes of fame. I'd like to be on again if you guys want, but thanks for having me on anyways.
Great. Yeah, we'll definitely have to have you on again next year. We love seeing you in the chat. As we love seeing everyone else in the chat as well, but especially you. We love seeing your screaming Kurt Busch face every chance we get.
Also, a shout out to the silent warriors that don't chat, but they lick the like button. Big shout out to you guys as well.
Nice. Oh, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, everyone lick the like button. Let's get to 200 by the time the night is through. I mean, not the night, not
It
the
probably
podcast
will
night.
get there as long as this outro is.
Can we try this on a few more minutes? Anybody else got any shout outs? I'm home. My mom's having a great day. Shout out, Mom. I know you're not.
Thank Michael Waltrip.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of our moms and dads and everyone in
Shout
our
out to my
family
mom.
for being great.
Oh, I licked it.
Shout out.
Okay, cool.
Shout out to my mom, my stepdad, and my little brother, I guess.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my dad as well. Kamikaze Games. Really powerful stuff. We saw earlier this week.
Shout out to the turkeys who are going to be 8 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not eating turkey.
Also,
I'm not eating turkey.
Hey,
Enjoy it,
serious
man.
note, very serious note. Subscribe to PewDiePie so we can keep him over T-Series.
Can I get an F
Down
in the
with
chat?
T-Series.
Can I get an F in the chat for all the turkeys tomorrow?
Hey, hold up! Shout out to the someone in the chat has the right idea. Shout out to the LA Rams, man, 10-1, and they're gonna for sure win the Super Bowl this year. That's for sure gonna happen.
Watch. Hey, Carnation, clip him saying that, and then if they don't win the Super Bowl, I want you to make a video, please.
Just like how Kyle Larson was definitely winning at Homestead this year.
Exactly.
Yeah, do a video like that. It'll be great. It'll be great.
I thought Larson had it for a while.
No, I said he was gonna win the championship. That's how crazy I am.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay, then you're a retard.
That's how.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Wait,
I'm triggered. Okay.
I have a feeling.
I'm sorry. That was a little mean. You're great.
I have a feeling that if we had Darian on the beginning of the season, he would have probably said Danica Patrick would have won a Daytona 500.
Yeah.
I did say she was gonna win the Indy 500.
Hey, don't rip on her. She had just as many wins this year as Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And Jimmy Johnson.
Rip.
Okay. All right, I'm getting kind of tired. End it now.
On that Jimmy Johnson and Danica Patrick slander, we have gone back to how this stream or how this show started back in. I wasn't here, but I can only imagine how it all started. Yeah. Well, on that note, on behalf of everyone on this panel, gosh, there's 7 of us. Plus, David Land was here earlier. Shout out to everyone who's on the stream tonight, everyone who watched. We're up over 240, 250 people watching all night long. That's amazing. You people, you fans, are the reason this has been so fun all year long. We have one more episode next week. Whose channel are we on next week? Do we know? We're on the Iceberg channel. So subscribe to him if you haven't already, of course, but most of you hopefully are subscribed to all of us. All these people up here are great people, and we all love NASCAR just like you do. So had a great stream tonight. Had a lot of fun. Hopefully you all did too. We'll see you again next week for the finale. Have a good rest of your evening. Have a happy Thanksgiving from all of us here, and we'll see you next week.